Hello, I am Eagle, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking Talking Shit with Eagle, episode number 43. Welcome, everybody. I hope you guys all had a great day. I know I did. Today'd be a fun episode. We have a female grower, breeder, friend that was able to join us tonight, Miss Canna Queen. How you doing tonight, Canna Queen? Why don't
Hi.
you tell everybody where they can find you and all that good shit, and tell us how you're doing today.
Well, Canna Queen. You can find me over at Canna Queen Genetics Co. on Instagram. There's a bunch of underscores in between there. And cannaqueengenetics.com. Also, my seeds are at Harvest Mutual Seed Bank and S4A Seeds for All on Instagram. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm excited to be on fucking Talking Shit with Eagle.
Nice. I'm having a good day. It's been a good day. I've got a little bit done, not as much as I had hoped. Got a big day ahead tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to get some more stuff done tonight. But overall, it was probably the last warm day here in Michigan for it looks like a week or two. Hell, it looks like it's gonna be winter again up here soon. I feel sorry for anybody that's got them plants out already.
I've seen a lot of people taking precautions, like planting them and covering them. So you're muted.
So Miss Canna, let's get to know you a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit, let's start from the beginning. Can you tell us about your first experience with cannabis? When was the first time that you partaked for the first time? And I guess I want to know too, because everybody says they didn't. Did you get buzzed off that first time? That's the two questions out there right out the bat.
I did not. I don't think I did. Actually, no, I know for a fact I didn't. I think I chalked it up to it being a lot of season stems, but I was like 13. We were behind an old abandoned school bus, and we passed it around. I think I got 2 hits off of it, and I think I was more nervous, and I thought I was high because I was nervous because I thought I was gonna get high, and I didn't know what to expect. But the second time was a doozy. Yeah, I slept for like 18 hours. But that began my love affair with cannabis and my passion. Just a flame got lit.
It's funny because I asked that question a lot, and that number seems to come up quite a bit. It's kind of funny. Good old number 13.
That's like the first time your parents ever let you out of their sight, and like you go and fuck off.
So when did you start using on a regular basis? Yeah.
I actually right away. I actually have went back and watched a couple of your episodes, and I've seen a lot of people were like, who smokes, every day when they're 17, well, or 13. But yeah, as much as I could get it, I had it. It equaled me out. It did something for me that all my friends were like just taking, Xanax and getting drunk, and I was like always the one at the party with the cannabis, with the weed. Like they knew if they came over to me, I was constantly rolling joints or smoking a bowl or whatever. So I was a designated like Canna girl, designated smoker.
So you claimed the title early. So I guess you would have been a Canna princess back then, huh?
Yeah, I think I was like a Canna duchess. Rolling them Dutchess. No, I'm stupid.
So was it early enough to where, or later? It depends, and in the cannabis world, were they actually strains back then, or were you like most of us still smoking the brick weed or whatever the hell you could find, or were you lucky enough to actually have a strain?
I mean, there was like categories. Like you had that Crippy, you had that Dro, you had that Mexican stuff, and then you had mango. Mango was always around. Mango was like constant. Like you wanted mango, and it was the same consistent. It had to have been the same cut run for like I don't know, forever, because like my dad sold it and like everybody wanted it, was consistent. Then when it was gone, like we never saw it again. Like it was just, I'm still on the hunt for that. It was like a piney, dark green, like dark red hair. Definitely pine. I don't know where they got mango, but I remember that pining for sure.
It's one of my favorite terps, especially right now. That's what I'm on the hunt for. I'm packing the garden with as much pine as I can to try to because I that was one of my favorites too. It was like right around I think freshman year, something like that. I was able to get some good homegrown like that. Man, that shit, you'd smoke one between like 5, 6 people, and it was like fucking workout. Your belly just was sore, cheeks just fucking sore from laughing so hard. I don't even think it had a name back then, but that's one experience I've been trying to recapture. I mean, like since, you know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
mean,
When kind of
I
like you were
feel you on
saying,
that.
once it was gone, it was fucking gone. That miracle smoke was gone.
I feel you on that. Like I feel you so hard on that because that strain, like I'm out. Like my niche is like I want to have strains that like remind, like some people say that my Queen White A's reminds them of Woodstock weed. Like straight up Woodstock bud. I've heard it more than one occasion. People didn't even know each other. It was just the weirdest thing that they both referred Woodstock bud, you know, but it's really cool. And like I love the look on an old timer, an old school guy's face when he smokes some of my, you know, my hazes or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, this tastes like, you know, them old Thai sticks we used to get, you know, like it's just really cool. I want to bring back that nostalgia, those nostalgia strains. I see a lot of people doing it too, like Landon Ayers on the Kirby S1, and yeah, it's really cool to see. The Gainesville Green came back. I've seen a lot of old school strains and stuff coming back, so it's cool. It's cool to see.
So I guess when did you really discover like a good the like medical benefits of cannabis?
I mean, I guess I never I connected the two because I never really turned to like hard drugs. I experimented with them. I'm not gonna lie, you know, I did, but cannabis is just always my go-to. Like every single day I had to have it, you know. And so I realized like a lot of people in my family have like, you know, ADD, bipolar, manic bipolar, depression, you know what I mean? So I really feel like and I've never been diagnosed, but I feel like I, you know, probably carry some of those same tendencies, and cannabis has just always kept me leveled out. So I think I knew deep down that there was something, but I didn't know book wise until I started actually growing her myself, which, you know, that just changed my whole entire world.
So when was it that you decided to actually start messing with it? Did you get decided like most of us did that, you know, fuck paying for this shit, I can do better? Or was there somebody around you that kind of helped you, that you know, that grew, that helped draw you in a little bit? I knew I grew up around it myself. I've always kind of been around it, but you know, not
Yeah.
I'm not
So
everybody.
yeah, no, I mean, I think anybody who uses it medicinally or even didn't know that they were using it medicinally kept it in their life as a constant, you know. So I did. I mean, I constantly was buying it, I constantly had it with me on me. And then my ex-husband joined the military. Well, that fucked up my whole Canna game. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't, we lived on post. So I mean, I couldn't buy weed and be, you know, smoking on post. Like that was like I had to go through a gate every single time I was going home, you know, and the gate guards would check my car. Sometimes they would do a random, you know, make me pull over, get my kids out of the car. And I was like, yeah, no. So that put an end to it for about 4 years while we lived on post. And it was probably the worst 4 years of my life. Honestly, it was some of the worst 4 years of my life, but I used my energy in different ways. Like I started working out, and I started, like while he was deployed, I had so much free time on my hands. My 2 young children had just started going to school. So, yeah. So when we moved off post, we actually moved to Fort Carson, Colorado. And then had gotten kicked out of the army. So we were homeless for like, I don't know, like a month and a half. And I mean, I was in a legal state. I'm like, as soon as we get a place, like I'm starting to grow. Like, I don't know what we're doing, but I'm going to make sure that, you know, I'm good. We're good. So I started growing in 2011, 2012. Yeah. So that, you know, that's where I started. I could go
That's
further in, but it's pretty, it goes pretty deep from there.
well, that's up to you. This is your hour, your story, girl. I ain't gonna cut you off on any of the stories you want to share with us. I mean, this is the community's opportunity to get to know you on a more not necessarily your genetics and all that. I mean, we'll get to all that. You can pump as much good information about your gear as you want to, but this is first and foremost. We get to know the people that we.
Yeah, I think
This
that's really important too, is like that people can relate to us. You know what I mean? That people can relate. Like I'm just like you guys. I'm just like every single one of you. I've probably been through something. I mean, I always tell people like, they're like, oh, you know, you don't look, I feel old. I'm not that old, but you know, I'm kind of old, but not really. But like people are like, oh, you look so young. And I'm like, I feel like I'm 100, you know, like I feel like I've lived 10 lifetimes of trauma. But it's all brought me to this place, and I think, you know, the plant honestly was building me up to for something big. I really do feel like the plant has a plan for my life, and I'm just kind of like her hands. But and I'll tell you why. Okay, I have to, like, if because I sound crazy, right? I sound crazy, like, okay, she's cuckoo. But when I first started growing, I'm telling you, I wasn't growing longer than, gosh, I was growing in 5-gallon buckets under CFL bulbs until I finally stepped up my game. But we got some T5s that were literally just growing in 5-gallon buckets, some old schools, bag seeds that my friend, his dad collected over the years from like the early 80s, early 90s, I mean, late 80s, early 90s. So like Elephant Stomper. I mean, these are some epic, like, and at the time I had no fucking idea how valuable, if these seeds were truly what he was saying they were, how valuable they actually were. And Strawberry Cough, AK-47 Destroyer, a Wi-Fi OG. Gosh, there were so many. Blue Dream. Anyway, so you know, we popped those, and I started Grow Diary on the 420 magazine forum. Sorry. On the 420 magazine forum, and I was really scared. I was really scared to like branch out. I didn't, you know, I mean, the way we grew up, it was like shunned. Like you're, oh, you smoke weed, you know, you're a scumbag, piece of shit, you know, whatever. Like automatically you were just judged, you know what I mean? So I started the diary. I didn't tell anybody I was a female. I mean, you didn't have to, like nobody, it was just a diary, you know? So I started my diary, and I had quite a lot of like comments underneath, you know, and some people would be not very nice, and some people would be really encouraging and be like, hey, you need to do this, or you need to do this. And so I started making little tweaks, and I had gotten my income tax on my 30th birthday, and I decided that I was gonna go balls to the wall. So I lived in Fort Carson, but my friend sold Sensi, and her husband was a retired veteran with severe PTSD, like so bad. Like he would go in these rages and like, you know, put his hands on her. And at the time I didn't understand it. I was just like, no, girl, you need to get away from this man. I don't care what he did for our country. Like that's fucked up, you know, like don't let no man put his hands on you. And so she was like, you don't understand. Like, so finally he had wrote this Facebook post and like told his story. And it was like the way he wrote it, you could almost taste the shrapnel. Like you could almost taste the dry air. Like it was insane what he went through. And so he started growing cannabis, and he was magnificent at it. Like he had a res, like, I don't know, every time I went to her house, I was like, can I see it? Can I see it? Can I just go in there for like 5 minutes? And she'd be like, oh, no, like that's weird, you know? Like, so finally she was like, she told her husband, she's like, she wants to see it. And he was like, oh yeah, sure, you know? So, you know, big old macho guy, and he's all like, yeah, big old plants. And he's like, show me. I'm like, I need to do this. I want this for my life. I want these plants in my house so I can sit in here all day and stare at them. So he told me he would help me with my setup, right? So I got my income tax and we go to Purple, I think it was Purple Mountain Hydro store in Colorado Springs. And I mean, I bought the nines. I bought the Raptor 8-inch HPS, like the inline fans. Like, I mean, I did it all. The Panda film, it was on like Donkey Kong. So once I stepped up my game, I was, when I was on the forums, I was like, you know what? I see all these guys and they're over on IG. I was like, let me just go over there, because I had a personal IG, so but I would never post anything about cannabis, which is, it's so sad looking back, because like we were just conforming. It's just crazy. It's in my head, like I can't believe that we allowed that. But anyway, so I started an IG, and like 3 months after I started an IG, a guy from Spain wrote me and he was like, I like your growth style, want to grow some of my plants. And I was like, shit, hell yeah, free seeds, I can't afford that shit, fuck yeah. So he sent me some seeds, I started growing them, and he was like blown away. He was like, honestly, he was like, I need somebody to help me, you know, forward some of my strains and blah blah blah. And this is such a long story, like it honestly goes way deeper. And he ended up getting me hooked up with some guy whose dad was in the cornbread mafia, and he reeled me into this six-figure job, six-figure a year job. And I moved from Colorado to another state, and he dropped off the face of the planet, right? So me and the guy in Spain, we were like, what's going on? Because even the guy in Spain was duped by him. He didn't move from Spain to the US, but he wasn't as dumb as me. But anyway, come to find out, the guy died. Like, I don't know if somebody murdered him or what, but he just, the reason why he fell off the face of the planet is because he literally just he died. I couldn't find out how, and I guess I really didn't want to know how. So me and the guy in Spain stayed in contact, and he was like, let's just do this breeding project, see how it goes. So he sent me his 3-to-1 CBD strain Nightingale, which is a Harlequin sour tsunami cross to an unknown West Coast strain, is what he claims. He sent me that. He's like, I need an F2. He's like, it's solid. It's been tested at 11-18% CBD. He gave me the, you know, the stats on it. He's like, I'll walk you through the selection process. We did it all through video chat and pictures and IG. It's insane. But he taught me how to breed from Spain through, you know, through whatever. But anyway, so I F2'd his Nightingale, and the agreement was $1 a seed. Long story short, by the time, I don't think he thought I was going to make as many seeds as I did. By the time I got to the end, I had 1,500 seeds, but I held back 500 because I didn't know at the time. It was kind of like my insurance policy, you know what I mean? Like, just in case or whatever. Like, I was trying to protect myself in some way. So I was just a trusting person. We had been through such a big ordeal. I was like, dude, he's got my back. Like, he's not gonna fuck me over like that guy. So I went ahead and sent him the seeds. So yeah, he ended up sending me, he told me that he never paid more than $1 per seed, and he sent me 40 cents a seed, and he turned around and sold 10 packs for $100 a piece. So but before he fucked me over, he hooked me up with another breeder that was local to me. Anyway, and the story just goes on and on and on. But here I am, still standing with my own company, and I decided that I'm not going to work with anybody else. I'm not going to count on anybody else. I'm not going to bring in anybody else. It's definitely, it's on me, you know. So here I am. Yes, definitely.
Sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes it happens that way.
But you know what? I wouldn't change any of it. As much as turmoil and like trauma it brought me, like honestly, I wouldn't give it back for anything, because it all brought me to where I'm at right now. And I'm just, I don't know, it's like a full circle thing, you know, like I didn't give up. I stuck to it. I had every reason to give up, and I kept going. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Sounds like you've had quite a run in the beginning there, girl.
Oh no, it never stopped after that. I mean, it didn't stop until I stopped allowing people, you know, to do those, you know, I had to change who I was. Not completely, because I still, my whole essence is giving back. Like, I do like 5 veteran charities. I wanted to bring this up, but let me take a dab first.
Hell yeah, This is a leisurely conversation. You better be smoking on something over
I
there.
know, I need to take a break. I mean, my mouth's been going too far. What's up,
That's
chat?
all right.
I'm reading, but I can't type it. This phone doesn't. The keyboard doesn't work.
We got a bunch of people in chat. 45 right now watching. We have Chris Mertz, Tim S, Bruce Leaf. That's a new name. Michigan native. That's a regular. Double Tap, no regular. Jane Grower, Smiley Gardens. If you don't know Smiley, you gotta check
I saw
out
him on your show
Smiley.
last night. Yeah, he's cool.
He's totally awesome dude right there. Tim S, John Canna. What are you dabbing over there, Queen?
I am dabbing. I'm not gonna do all that because I'll die. I have baby lows. But it is a salad mixture from my dear friend. It's Crinkle with a C. Or is it with a K? Family Treasure and Trindu, which is a Hindu Kush Trindu. Triangle Kush, Hindu Kush cross by Linden Air. Shout out Linden Air, Bear Girl and Cam. Good friends of mine. Awesome people.
Quick shout out to Prometheus Soil, DLP2372. How you guys doing? And Miss Canna Queen, if you've seen anybody or anything in chat that happens to catch your eye, during all of this, a question, whatever, feel free to address that shit. Say hi to anybody, or like I said, this is
I to Double Tap. That's my boy. My guardsmen, they're in here. Some of my guardsmen, a double tap to my guardsmen. What's up, Prometheus? What's up, everybody? I'm excited to be here. I haven't done a show in a really long time, so I got my start like after I left the forums and got on IG. I started doing some YouTube shows too, so I've kind of been all over. If you don't know me or you probably haven't seen me because I literally just started showing my face in November. The first time I started showing my face is right after my friend passed away, and we were doing fundraisers, and I had to be a person. You know what I mean? Like I really
go
just
ahead and give her a shout out, please.
I'm gonna do that because I have a couple announcements that go around that, so I'm just gonna keep it all together.
All right, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and if chat has any questions or has anything they want to add or ask me, they can feel free. I revoke the permission to plead the fifth if I need to though.
That's fair enough too. That's fair enough.
Hi, Gruesome. CJ, what's up, CJ?
I know myself, I'm smoking on some Empire Breeding's Dominatrix is what I'm smoking on tonight.
Nice. How is that?
I like the name and I like the crosses, but nobody would probably, relate to what's in anything there by the names. This is it's really good. It's a piney with lemon on the back end. It's a really good uplifting, good wood. Good mood weed, cannabis rather, and but I like the breed in it, the lineage, which is sex tape times duct tape, are the strains that make up domination. How funny is that shit?
That's funny. I'm gonna reheat this. Still pretty good color.
What you guys smoking on in chat tonight? I'm guilty. I threw a little bit of fucking bubble hash in on this.
Oh,
First one in a couple of days. I kind of took a break for a day or two on the bubble, but I'm back at it.
I was actually telling people in my live how when we went to the Detroit High Times Cannabis Cup, you roll these freaking hog leg joints, and I swear it took me like 5 hours to finish. Like I literally put it out like I think 4 or 5 times. Like it took me. He gave us all our own personal ones, so like I felt obligated to smoke it to its entirety. So
That's a pretty good day. In fact, this is one of them right now. I kind of do that like every night. I just roll one up at the beginning of the show and I kind of just puff on it, you know, do the whole fucking thing.
Hell yeah. Orange sherbet.
Keeps me from constantly rolling throughout the show.
Yeah, see, like I'll just get too high and like I'll be like squirrel. I'll just go off on any subject.
That's funny. Squirrel.
Something shiny, and I'll just change the subject really quick.
All right, now that we've had a comfortable dab, so you can relax a little bit. Where you want to pick back up?
How about
This is your show, girl. You talk about whatever you want.
Well, this is your show, and I'd like a little direction. No, I'm just kidding. Oh shit!
Well, normally I would start poking you about your grow and all that good shit, but you know, it's whatever. You know, if you want to tell us some cannabis stories, or you just want to talk, or you want to get into your grow, that's all good.
So I think I'm gonna kind of sidetrack a little bit and talk about Lady Luck because I don't know. I feel like I should. So I don't even know how to start, and I might get emotional, so you'll have to excuse me. My friend, Miss Lady Luck, a dear member of the community, not just my friend, so many people's friends, and Dirt Lips were tragically killed in a DUI, instantly killed by a drunk driver who was a retired EMT driver, a retired paramedic, sorry. They were on their way to pick up their 8-year-old daughter, and they both perished. So, I knew Steph for a little over a year. She had joined one of my grow offs, which I'll talk about also. Those are really cool. She joined my Dueling Queens grow off. Her husband joined as well. It was really cool because they were going to duel queens in the same house. Her husband ended up having a second heart attack and like things, I don't want to get too personal, but anyway, she ended up growing both the plants. But obviously his competition plants, the Queen White Haze, were not her competition plants, but she still grew them. She grew both. And she mopped the floor with them boys. She won the Queen Fighter side of the competition. And not only did she win, but she donated her entire prize, which was valued at over $700, to a veteran, Canna grower, shout out. She was just as a selfless, giving, kind, compassionate, empathetic person. And she had overcome so much in her life. She had overcome losing a child to a terminal brain disease. She had overcome alcoholism, drug addiction. She got off all her mental health medicine by just growing cannabis. She wasn't even smoking it. She was only growing it. She got off all her mental health medicine. She lost like 100 pounds. She like really just turned her life around. And it's funny because she'd be like, yeah, I didn't smoke. So like when she harvested her cannabis, she'd have a bunch of her friends and family members who smoke come over and smoke and tell her, what her strains did and like how they tasted. And like, what kind of person like could grow and get so much fulfillment without even smoking it? Like, I don't know. She was just a magnificent person, and the world was a lesser place without her. But I wanted to raise awareness about drunk driving and just how amazing they were in this community. They touched so many people's lives. They helped so many. They supported so many people. Like they bought one of my first packs I ever sold. They bought. They were just amazing people. And they left behind 3 sons and a 9-year-old daughter. The sons are older, they're in their 20s. Not making them any less important. But this little girl, she unbelievably needed her mother. She had anxiety issues. Like Steph would express to me so many times, like, oh my gosh, like I can't help my child, and she started giving her CBD. Like she was really just taking their health into her own hands. And anyway, we did a fundraiser. We just reached out. We said, hey, at first it was just Morningstar and I, we were so close to them. We just had to do something out of our grief to like not grieve, So like we were like, we have to do something. Okay, I'm like, okay, 10 packs right now. Where are they going? Like, what do we do? Like, I just want to do something like right away. Like, so we got a bunch of breeders together, a bunch of people who were her friends, and they donated all kinds of stuff. She used to do videos holding like this stainless steel pipe, and they donated, the company was generous and donated one of those. I mean, anyway, we raised over $8,500 in 70 or 80 days with that fundraiser. And we were able to give all of that money to her guardian. And they were able to do stuff with it. Like she went to out of state for the first time. They live on like a little island where you have to even take a ferry in Maine too. So like they don't get off the island very much. But they went to Boston, took her to the aquarium, first time she'd ever been. And like, we did an amazing thing. That's why I wanted to bring this up, not only just to pay tribute to my friend, but the community, we banded together, and we, like, people who don't particularly like each other's company still banded together and got together and all donated, and just, it was magnificent. It was really, it restored my faith in the community, because I was really starting to like just question even the good people anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just hard to know the good from the bad and who's trying to take from you. And they just were so much not those people, you know? So, but with that being said, every month we do 3 auctions, and those the proceeds from those auctions go to that account for Caitlin. So if anybody has any seeds or anything like CBD capsules or anything, slaps they want to donate, that we can auction off monthly, that would be hugely appreciated. S4A, Seeds for All, he's taking auctions as well as, I mean, he's taking donations as well as I am. So if you'd like to get involved, which, you know, it's going to be an ongoing thing, because I'm not gonna stop doing a little thing for my friend's daughter. That's the least that I can do, and that's, you know, that's it. So if you guys want to donate, we're still taking donations. You can contact Eagle, myself, or S4A, Lou at S4A, and we'll take care of you. So that being said, one more thing. On her anniversary, November 9th of her death, we are doing we're doing a Lady Luck fundraising grow off. So basically I've created a strain. It started out as Lady Balls and she passed away. So crossed it to my Wookiee unicorn, made it Lady Luck. And everybody in the grow off will be growing Lady Luck F2s. They'll be growing. I mean, what better way to honor her memory than people to grow off a strain that I made for her in her memory, and in a fun camaraderie type of way. So I'm so excited. This is my first time announcing it. So there you go. That's what we're doing.
Pretty awesome. She was an awesome lady, that's for sure. They were, you know, good people, that's for sure. And it takes you're right. This is a great community. You know, I've realized that more and more every day. I've had my doubts too, Canna Queen, and ups and downs.
The vibes, but us people, us, you know, our tribe, like the good ones, we have to keep it alive no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, this plant always gave back. This plant always healed. This plant loved. This plant healed. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we are supposed to embody, the exact replica of what this plant, you know, represents. And so I'll do it to the day I die. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here to do. So, yeah, it's exciting. So yeah, actually, speaking of, you know, the Lady Luck strain, my Lady Balls is a killer monkey, space monkey to the Queen White Haze, crossed to my Wookiee unicorn. Wait, no, Lady Balls is the killer monkey to the Queen White Haze. That is Lady Balls. There's a story behind that strain. Me and Steph used to always be in chat, right? We'd always be in chat, and like, I've never really had a lot of females. It's a male-dominated industry. It's a male-dominated community. It's really hard to, like, I mean, not as much now, but you know what I mean? Coming back from when I first came in and like stuff like that, like, it was intimidating because like in life, I don't really click that well with women. Like, I don't know, I don't have that petty factor. Like, I'm not judgy. Like, I do all the opposite of that. So I was like, cool, like, I'm going to be around a bunch of dudes, like, they can hold their own, and like, yeah, about that. Anyway, so me and Miss Lady Luck would always say that we have, you know, bigger balls than some of the dudes around us, and we wear them right here, front and center, you know, like lady balls. So that's where the name of that strain came from. Which, I'm not a feminist, you know, I'm not like power to the vagina, but it is really cool to see somebody like just call it what it is. That's what you know, it just is what it is. Like, I speak my mind, I say how I feel. this is how it is.
Well,
It's gonna
I'd be
be
honored to
awesome.
grow out that strain myself.
So I
I'd be
just
honored to
popped
grow it.
Lady Luck B1, and well, there's two versions. But anyway, I popped Lady Luck on it's a full moon, so I just popped them to do the F2. So yeah, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I'm doing like autos, like I'm doing land races. I'm all over the place. I'm doing like all kinds of Afghanis. It's nuts.
If you think about it, Canna, if you popped them tonight, you might actually be able to taste that flower in November. You should be able to.
That's that. That's, you know, I'm aiming for it, but you know, if it doesn't happen by that date, then you know, so be it. But so far, everything's kind of just
I'd
falling into
make
place.
it happen. I'd just take a branch, even if it meant sacrificing one branch and hanging it early.
I would
make that
sacrifice
happen.
10 plants. I would do anything for her because she would have done the same for any one of us, whether she knew you or not. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm definitely gonna work it. It's pretty phenomenal, actually. The lady balls. Before I ever even grew out lady balls, I called it lady balls, and then it comes out and like it literally grows in like these little puff balls, like little. I can't really explain it. If you go on my highlights on Canna Queen Genetics, on Instagram, there's a lady balls highlight reel, and it's literally little puff balls, like little balls. I was just like, okay, here we go. Chesticles, yeah, for sure. I miss her, dude. She was like authentic. You know, that's really hard to find. It's really hard to. It's rare. I'm authentic. You know, it's so. I mean, you know, real recognizes real, and that tribe, all that good stuff. She will be missed dearly. I had these memorial slabs made in her honor. My logo artist, Medicated Gaming 215, he's a fucking visionary, but he hand drew that from a picture on her IG. So if anybody would like these or to donate for, you know, I don't know, like a few of these, you can get with me as well. Sorry, shameless plug. It's not really shameless though. It's for a good cause.
No. In fact, I think that right there would be. I'm smoking this joint, but I would take time for a dab.
Hell yeah.
Please join us.
Absolutely. I'm a snob, so I gotta clean my shit out. I should have done it while it was still hot. So yeah, that's one of my projects I'm working. That's what I'm saying though. Like I wish I could solely focus on all my charity strains because I just made my 3 blue stars, which is my veterans charity strain that I made for PTSD, TBI, stuff like that. That's made out of the 3 little unicorns, which I would have to go back to that story about the nightingale that I F2'd. I ended up F3ing those 5, not the 500 seeds, but some of the 500 seeds that I held back. I F3'd them. That became my strain, 3 little nightingales. And everything I crossed that to becomes 3 little, you know what I mean? So I crossed the lucky unicorn, I became 3 little unicorns. 3 blue stars is 3 little nightingales crossed to my blue tree stars, which has that blueberry, DJ Sharp blueberry F4. It's really, really good for any kind of, you know, brain injury, depression, chronic anti-immune disorders. It's really good for all kinds of stuff. So.
Oh man, that's a good dab right there.
I'm still cleaning mine.
Just give me time to go in for a second, I guess.
John Boy was talking about University of Calgary wants his CBD strain for COVID-19 research. ACDC crossed with another CBD strain, forgets the name, hits 19% CBD and classified as cannabis, not hemp. Interesting. I just saw a bunch of North Star's ACDC strains on S4A auction page. I was surprised that they weren't doing too well. I was surprised because I knew that ACDC was a really good CBD strain.
Excuse me, damn. That's a good time for me to give a shameless plug, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Tomorrow will be a piggyback episode. Tomorrow, North Star will be here early, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, my time. So we'll be checking early tomorrow at 4 o'clock with Joel from North Star, and then we'll be back. I'll be back at 11:30 normal time for God damn it, I'm gonna mess it up. Oh no, God damn it. Oh, God damn it. I fucked this up the other day on there, and somebody, A Nova was nice enough. Hoto the herb, that's it. He's a cannabis photographer, natural Canna farmer, regenerative farmer. You can find him on Instagram. He's a real recognizable icon. He's kind of that guy with the green hat, kind of looking off into the distance there. I'm not doing the man justice. I know what I could do. I know what I could do. I could do it. Shit. I can bring up his Instagram. And Dab did me pretty damn good. Oh. Anyway, so it'll be a great episode tomorrow. Here we go. I should be able to bring that up. God damn it. No. Motherfucker. Oh well. The fun of being live, huh? Oh well, I'll come back to it. He's a great guest anyway. If he's watching, I'm totally kicking myself. Sorry, brother. The American one. How you doing tonight, good sir? Glad to see you could make it, Mr. Green Thumbs 420. John Boy, of course. You've already been mentioned, but you're here every night. Of course, my daughter Lexi's in chat tonight. She's actually here every night supporting the show, if you can believe that. How cool is that to kind of be able to pass it on a generation?
That's so cool. Is that the one that was at the Cannabis Cup?
Nope, this is my middle daughter. She's been hanging out. It's kind of been really cool because she's kind of seen me hanging out in all these chats all these years, and so fucking all of a sudden I started doing this, and she started hanging out in the chats every night, and I can see she's quickly become a weed nerd. She don't even like smoke or anything. She does occasionally. She's well old enough to smoke. She'll be 21 this month, actually. The 21st of this month, she'll be 21. So, but she's in the chat every night, and she's become a weed nerd. She has. She's always telling me about chat the next day and who she's talking to, and she's actually looking forward to the show now every night and shit. So
that's
kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of it bites you. It's like a bug. Like it gets a little addicting. Like when you're part of something, like your whole life, like you look for a place where you like fit in and like your people, and like here we are. Come on in, girl. Come on in.
That's it too. I think you nailed it, Canna. I really do. It's this community in general, not just the great people that hang out here, but the community in general is very open to new people, and and that's the again, I'm not trying to toot my horn or anything. This is the great part of this show right here is it works for you now as well. And like I said, you've been out in the community now for quite some time. But I think what we're doing here is completely a little bit different. I mean, if they follow you personally on your page all the time, again, they know you. But the people that don't know you, this is a whole new outlook on you for them. You know what I mean? And as I'm pulling in these people from the community to come up one by one and shit, it's pretty awesome because like when I see them go by and chat, it's no longer that icon anymore. You know what I mean? And now I see that face go by, and almost when I see the words go through, I can almost hear the voice now, and it's really connected me a lot closer with a whole lot of these people. Been really,
Well, Eagle, you
grateful
don't
for
know
this
this, but
opportunity.
I would say you don't know this, but our friendship, like at the time in my life when our friendship, well, our paths crossed at Kushtalk, was a kind of like a pivotal turning point in my I don't want to say career because it's not quite there yet, but in my journey, okay, my cannabis journey. Shit, I just forgot what I'm saying. Oh shit. It had something to do with our friendship and like, yeah, I totally spaced. Brain fart.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
It'll come to me in a minute. I'll be like, oh yeah. By the way, squirrel.
That's some funny shit right there.
Dude, I got
Mr.
her.
Green Thumbs 420, how you doing? Well, where you want to go with this thing, Canna? We can either go, we can talk some fun shit, or we go
You
back
want
to
to
the
talk
grow.
about the first time that we met? You want to talk about that? Do you remember that?
Kushstock?
Yeah.
That was a crazy day.
That was a crazy day. Yeah. That was insane. It was the first time I ever had a booth. First time I ever did an event. It left me scarred, to say the least. It was like 39 degrees, raining, miserable. People were shoved in the tents like tin can. Like they were like shuffling, rubbing bodies, like bumping up against the table. Like we had slaps and like we had like these rock candy like lollipops to like represent the terps on the fire and flames. Like anyway, it was just like some gimmicky stuff. And like I had this little sign, this little lit sign, and we were doing an auction, so there was like a raffle basket type thing. And people were like, scuffling by and like knocking stuff off and like, stealing stuff off, like slaps and stuff off the table. But if I would have thought about it logically, it wasn't a growers event. It was a free event for, Michigan. And like I had never really dealt with like crowds in Michigan before, so like that was all new to me. And yeah, so it was a free event for smokers, so they didn't want to buy packs. I'm not even going to say how many packs I sold that day, but it's shameful. it's not great. But anyway, it was fun. It was a fun experience. It was like a bad event, but like the actual experience was amazing. I met Eagle. I met him. Him and 15 Digits came over to my booth, and we're smoking a joint with me and Abolish. I think we were smoking the Abolished OG. I can't remember. I think we were smoking the Abolished. It might have been Fire and Flames. I can't remember now. And Eagle came over 15 Digits. Yeah, we were just like shooting the shit, and I gave Eagle buttercream haze, I think, and like I gave 15 Digits like a different strain. I don't know. I gave him a different strain, but
I'm still growing the buttercream haze, actually, there, Canna, and I gave away a pack last night.
Oh yeah,
spreading the love. Yeah, I gave away a pack, and I try to do seed giveaways every so often.
That's awesome.
And I had multiples
I'll donate some packs to you for that reason, right there. I'll donate.
I had multiples of the buttercream haze, so I figured, well, I still got some as backup. I might as well spread the love, and rather than just letting them sit in the vault there. So I thought that'd been a good opportunity to pass them on.
Absolutely, pay it forward for sure, 100%. So tell us about the buttercream haze, then. I mean,
I enjoy it. It does well. It grows big, fat, some donkey dick buds, and what nice yielder. pretty buds. I enjoy the high. It's good sociable, uplifting buzz. I enjoy the taste. Mine was kind of earthy leaning, but
I want to say
very
yours was
nice,
a lot
very
more
enjoyable.
TK. The one you chose to keep was a lot more TK leaning. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say. I mean, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. I don't know.
I've got another one right probably back there somewhere that's getting ready to go into flower. So.
There's really two really distinct ones. There's a wedding cake leaning pheno, and then there's a TK skunk leaning pheno. So
I'm
they're
guessing that it sounds like it's. I'm leaning towards the TK. You're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Very enjoyable though. I highly suggest it to anybody that's looking for a good strain. Check
yeah,
that out.
that's awesome.
I mean, obviously, I passed it along. I wouldn't have passed along something I didn't approve of, there, Queen. So
appreciate that. Thank you.
And I hope that I'm sure they will enjoy it as well. So.
Oh yeah, we should give away a pack tonight. I love giving packs away. I love when people like win something. It's cool. It's a cool feeling. It's like I think like Jinx said last night, crack for the soul. You know what I mean? Like it's literally he nailed it on the head.
Man, wasn't that a good
great interview last night?
Thank you. I enjoyed that shit. He put out more out there than I thought he would. You know, I kind of been in touch with Dung Beetle a little bit lately. And he had told me a little bit about what was going on with Jinx there. But I didn't want to bring it up. You know, I didn't think.
Yeah, no, that's nobody's business. That's what I'm saying. Like what you did was good. You know what I mean? Like you talked about him. It was about him. It wasn't about nobody's quarrel or beef or drama. Like it was legit about, you know, him and his journey and how positive he is as an influence and him and Miss Rose for this community. So I think I really enjoyed it a lot. Bravo.
I appreciate that. I really do. Well, I've had some good ones. Did you happen to catch the one with Mr. Soul? That was a really good one too.
I wrote a list of my favorite episodes, and Lim is on there. Teo, the American one, shout out. Me and Teo, we went to Emerald Cup. That was awesome.
He's an amazing dude right there.
Tanasi, that was a good episode. And the Mr. Soul, I mean, it was awesome. Good job on scoring that interview. That was amazing.
Appreciate that. Those were all good episodes.
Yeah.
Mr. Liam Mass is a great guy.
Yeah,
I got tons of respect for him, man.
He's so cool. Like he's honestly, he helped me with a lot of my lighting situations and yeah, just really cool people, honestly. And like we're all connected, which is crazy, like in some way or another, like we all know each other. So yeah. But
it's been kind of weird like that.
I don't think it's weird. I think the plant is facilitating and connecting people. I don't know. That's just my belief, but you know, you could think I'm crazy. I guess I could lead that into I'm intuitive and I'm intuitive breeder and grower. You know what I mean? So I pretty much, obviously the plants don't say I need 0.1 NPK. You know what I mean? Like, but I definitely feel like if they need a tea, I do organic. I got actually sponsored by this grow, Bio365. I met them at the Emerald Cup. Shout out Bio365 Tim and Brennan and the whole team at Bio365. They're just amazing human beings. But I smoked a bud of Mac 1 grown by, I believe it was Brennan at Bio365, and mind blown. That shit was so potent and it was so frosty. It looks not real. You know what I mean? And like when we rolled it in a joint, like we couldn't even smoke it off. Like we literally put it out 3 times in a matter of like a 45-minute drive because we were just like, yeah, I'm good. You good? No, okay, we're good. Like we put it out. But anyway, I was like, I contacted him. I was like, I love dirt. I need some soil. After using the Docs Buds hybrid super soil mix, it changed my mind about everything organic. It unlocked the fullest potential, which I had to stop using it, Eagle. I had to stop using it to breed with because I was literally not doing my growers any justice if they're not using something as good. You know what I mean? Like as far as pheno hunting and stressing, like I was using the best of the best. You know what I mean? So it was like I had to like back off of that for a little while, but it was an amazing experience. I love that soil. So Bio365 is a biochar based soil. It gives, you know, your microbes plenty of places to live and stuff. So it's really amazing. I found that feeding with it improves it tenfold. So I started using Jack's 3-2-1 with it, and I foliar with the Jack's in veg. So I like it. I like it a lot.
You skipped around on me a little bit, Canna.
I did.
Damn
I'm
it.
sorry.
Squirrel.
I told you. I tried to warn you. Ask chat. I did. I warned you.
It's all good. It's all
Just grasp at anyone and we'll just take it and run with it.
That's all right. I'm reeling you back in, girl. I'm reeling you back in. So tell me about the grow. When I guess we started talking a little bit. I guess you started seriously after you know, the army phase there. But when did you really start growing seriously? You said you went from the CFLs. You kind of stepped it up a little bit. So were you just kind of, you know, growing? So tell us about the strains you were growing at that time, and then kind of lead us up to when you decided to work with breeding. When you know, you kind of jumped ahead a little bit earlier there, but you know, work us back, just fill in some holes here.
Okay, so I started breeding. I got fucked over, and I was like, dude, like he's banking on those 1,000 seeds. He's gonna make $10,000. Like, what the fuck? Like, he paid me $400. Like, I knew that I wasn't doing this right. I had to like regroup. So, I started little by little taking control, and I was already working with this other breeder, and he was going in a complete different direction. All his morals, and which he didn't have any, but they just totally contradicted everything I was about. And so I struggled with it because he talked a big game. Like he told me he was in with governors and, you know, advanced nutrients, and like he literally just, you know, he just had me doing all his work, and he was, you know, taking all the credit. So I was like, if I'm gonna do all the work and he's gonna get all the credit, then I'm gonna quit him and I'm gonna do all the work and get all the credit, you know? So I started, you know, doing things the right way. Like he was literally turning around and selling F1s untested for like $100 a pack. I was like, yeah, fuck that. Nope. So I definitely didn't want to be tied to any bad energy in this plant. Like there was no way. So I just had to regroup again, you know? So I upped my game. I was growing in a 10 by 10 room. I had like fucking, I don't know, 4 Viper Spectras, and I had one, this is kind of cool. I had one Solus Tech CMH 315 off Instagram like 3 years ago. He did like a contest, and a bunch of people wrote in and told him like how much I needed the light, and how good of a person I was and stuff. So I ended up winning the 315 CMH from Solus Tech. So I started doing mixed spectrums with the CMH and the LEDs. But meanwhile, I was changing everything all the time. I was changing the soil, I was changing the nutrients, changing the lights, changing the environment. It was incredibly insane. So, but I finally was like, I need a separate dwelling. I need to, you know, I need to regroup. So again, I regrouped. I doubled my space. I have like a 10 by 20-ish. So yeah, that's the castle. That's where all the magic happens. I have a separate breeding place where I do my breeding, and I run 2 consecutive grows, and I moonlight as a hairstylist, and I have 3 children, and get her done.
So what strains did you start breeding with, girl?
So I was working for this douchebag after I quit the guy from Spain. So I literally had to do everything he told me to do. So he was working with some really stellar genetics from Bodie and, Top Dog, JJ. Like he was literally, so I was like, fuck it. Like if anything, I'd do side projects and start working on my own stuff while I unfucked my life, so because it wasn't a clean break. It was like breaking up, with I don't know, a boyfriend, but we were nothing like that. We were literally like, he would come over twice a week, bring soil, take some pictures of the grow, post them to IG, and then, go about his way. And I was just like, yeah, no, this isn't working for me. So, squirrel.
We talk about breeding, girl. We talk about breeding.
Yeah, so I was breeding with, some really cool strains. I had the Oro Blanco from Bodie, which was a freebie. God be known to me why that strain, it was a freebie, because it was the most amazing strain almost I've grown to date. Like, honestly, I can't even. I have a picture of her, but anyway, that's the.
I'm only laughing because somebody in the chat just went squirrel and you turned around and looked.
I told you. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go get some CBD so I can come down a little bit. No, fuck that. I'm writing this out.
There you go. That's the attitude.
Oh, anyway, so yeah, I was working with some boating gear. I was working with Older Blanco. I was working with some exotic stuff. The Miami Heat, which was the triple OG times the Miami Haze, the fucking fire strain. If you get the OG pheno, that was like my favorite. The Striker, that one was a disappointment. I loved it. It had like 4 foot long colas. It was the Cube times Miami Heat. There was so much like intermixing. Like I get, it was so long ago too. But anyway, I made Queen Fighter with that Striker BX1, and I put my queens against each other in a grow off, and that strain was just a disappointment. Unfortunately, I have a kind of like a grower apprentice, and he took on the job of finding a stellar pheno. So I sent him like, I don't know, 800 seeds. So he's playing with them. But yeah, the CBD strain was like my very first project, and I swear by that one. It's phenomenal. Like it is amazing for anxiety. Like it's just amazing medicine. So.
Nice. So, do you want to walk through the flower stuff, or like your flowering, harvesting and all that good shit methods, or would you rather talk about breeding?
I don't know. I've used like a lot of different stuff, but I definitely have settled in on organics. It's simple. I collect rainwater. So my watering is, I don't ever have to pH my water. It's literally like consistently 20 ppm. If anything, I would have to bring it up, but I water organic. So if anything, I adjust accordingly in foliars or teas. So yeah, I don't know. That's like the medium that I'm using right now. I'm using Bio 365, and I'm also using Optic Foliar. I've used it for like 4 years. It's a lights on foliar spray. It guarantees delivery to the mesophil layer in 30 minutes or less. No, I'm just kidding. In 30 minutes, it's lights on, no burn. You don't have to spray it under the leaves. You can just do like a light mist. And every time I spray it, if your plants are fed right and they're happy, they definitely respond to it. Like you can see them, praying. And you can spray it in flower, which a lot of people get onto me. Sometimes I do, but it's like a light mist. It's not like I'm like droplets. You know what I mean? It's like the finest mist. But I smoke my butt out. I don't really sell it or anything. So.
So let's go into flower a little bit. Do you like to defoliate? And are you a person that likes to defoliate in flower?
Yeah, I defoliate like twice in veg, twice in flower. I try to do it around the 20, 40 day range, but it's whenever I look at them and they look like they need to be exfoliated. Like I don't have like a, today I'm watering 6 ounces and I'm going to turn the CO2 on for, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not like, I'm like, oh, you want some CO2 bitches? I got you. But no, yeah, I water, I keep it as simple as possible, because when I'm pheno hunting and stuff, like I'm not trying to push, I'm not trying to unlock their fullest, like, you know what I mean? Like I want to see them in their natural state. Yes, I train them. Yes, I stress them. But for the most part, I'm looking for an organic, natural look of the plant so that I can get a full flavor profile or whatever the case may be. But in flower, I use a 660 Meow Mix light fixture quantum boards, dimmable 3500K, I think. Don't mark my words on that. Yes, mark my words on that. 3500K. It's amazing light, but I've actually supplemented side lighting with whites and reds, just some LEDs that I had laying around. So just playing with shit, just fucking around. But you know, mostly I do a seed run. I try to do a flower run, pheno hunt run, and then I, you know, do a seed run. So I try to consistently work a few of my lines every time I run flower, which I'll give you a little peek. That's all my strains. These are tested, only released like 7 or 10 of them, something like that. And these are in testing right here. So I have to give a shout out to the Canna Queens Guardsmen, because if it wasn't for them, there's no way I'd be able to work half the shit I'm able to without them. So, and everybody who buys my gear and supports me 100% and grows my gear and puts, you know, takes time and their tent, like, you know, I appreciate you, Eagle, for, you know, kind of taking a bet on me, because a lot of people are like, oh, female breeder, female girl, oh, you know, I don't know. It's this weird thing. It's like I have a vagina and like they're afraid of it or something. But anyway, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish you know, people would just take me for what I am, and that's just a talented Canna Queen. There could be more than one. I don't try to compete with anybody. I don't try to be better than anybody. I literally don't say, you got to buy my gear. It's the best out there. It's so fire. My turkey, you know, whatever. It's like, oh, you saw a picture of my strain. You liked it. She spoke to you. You should buy it. You should try to grow it. You know, I'm not like a hardcore marketer promoter. So that being said, Harvest Mutual Seed Bank picked me up, and I can be a breeder now and not a marketer, a promoter, a shipper, you know, customer service. Like, as much as I love that, and I still will always do customer service and be available to anybody at any time. Now I can focus more on that mess of a list I have over there.
It's a lot of work breeding there. We'll get there in just a second, girl. God, squirrel. Damn. Want
I
to
know,
say,
and that's what I'm saying. There's no way I can keep up with all the new stuff coming out. And like everybody sends me seeds, and I just feel compelled and I feel obligated to pop them all. Like, honestly, like I feel horrible if
I hope
someone
you
sends
get
me
to
seeds.
work that orange line for one.
I know how that
I
slices.
just want to give a quick shout out to the most hated grower that just popped into chat. He does his own live streams here on YouTube, and he has his own stuff going. Make sure and pop in and say hi to him when he does his lives. And thank you for checking mine out, sir. Sorry, Miss Queen. I didn't mean to jump in there. But you haven't finished your grow yet, God damn it. Let's get back. Let's focus. Focus. One thing at a time. I gave you your option. I gave you a lane to choose. Now, God damn it.
I went through flower. I went through the lights I'm using. I have, you know,
we got to go through your harvest yet. Let's see here, you know.
so
Do you like are you a wet trimmer? Do you like to hang that shit? Do you buck that shit off into like a fucking grow one of those big old hanging nets?
No, see, I've tried everything and I just settled in with I don't have time to put in 48 hours dark, as much as I do see a little bit of a difference, and I do. Like, I just don't have time for that shit. I waited fucking 6 months for this, you know, whatever, sometimes 9 months. Like, I need that, you know, I need that harvest. But anyway, hang it from anywhere between, I don't know, 7 and 11 days. 50% humidity, like 70-ish degrees. Like, it's not the best, but I leave like not the big fans. I leave the other fans around it just to protect the trichomes because I am so heavy handed. Like even when I do hair, I'm like, I hope you're not sensitive. And I'm like pulling their hair, and they're like, no, I'm good. You know, I'm just like, sorry. I'm with that like that with my plants. I'm like that with everything. So,
So, what do you end up doing with your trim? All right, since we're talking that, do you have a preferred like drying method? Not curing method, I guess. Do you like do you try to do a long-term store, or you just you do buckets, or
so
you dry
I
that
can't
shit?
really touch on the fact that like I make and consume a lot of arso. The fact that I do a lot of seeded bud, a lot of people don't know that, but as a breeder, if you're only breeding, you're forfeiting a lot of smokable bud. You know what I mean? Like it's smokable, but who wants to smoke like the seed? You know, like it's honestly not enjoyable even to me. Like the highs in the same because when you pollinate, it stops making it stops putting all the power into making more trichomes
Canna,
and bigger buds.
tip your phone somehow or another. Your audio goofed up real quick. Did you set something in your phone? There you go. Not better. Now there's nothing.
How about now?
I don't know what happened. Oh, hold on. It was great, and then all of a sudden it just kind of went sounding like echoey. Keep going, maybe. Hopefully it'll come back. I ain't giving up.
What does it sound like though? Do I sound like a robot or like a dude or like?
Sounds like you're talking into a cup. It was just fine, and then all of a sudden it started to sound like you're talking into a glass.
Weird. Yeah, I
Don't get it
definitely
out, so
try. Sure. 100. But my sugar trim I use for arso, and my seeded bud I use for arso. My grandmother had Alzheimer's, stage 6 Alzheimer's. I took care of her until she passed away, and I was tested and I carried the gene and I'm positive, whatever for the gene, and so I've done a lot of research and I quit smoking cigarettes and I've been keeping very heavy doses of THC and CBD in my system at all times to protect my precious brain cells. But that's why I'm not chalking that up to marijuana. Like I can't remember if it was your show. Someone was talking about how cannabis does, it's scientifically proven that it messes with your short-term memory. And so on top of, I do forget a lot of stuff, but it's really a lot of short-term stuff. Like it's like quick, but it comes back. So I'm gonna chalk that up to just the cannabis, the high dose.
do you make any uses of your trim?
What do you mean?
Do you make edibles? Do you have it sent off for extract? Do you make bubble?
If I want to make edibles, then I put the RSO in the butter. So I have to use a lot less.
That makes good sense.
I like to conserve and I like to do it quick and easy in the easiest way possible. So what do they say? Keep it simple, stupid. Smarter, not harder. I like that one better. What with that one?
What kind of flower are you smoking on over there?
I actually, I have like a little bit of everything in here. So I have some trade bait autos by Night Owl Seed Company. Wow, that shit was amazing. So I bred with it. So now I'm breeding autos. But that's besides the point. I'm doing 2 or 3 photo to auto breeding projects. I'm doing 2 auto to auto, and I'm gonna embark on a duck's foot auto to auto. So we'll see what I got going on here, but it's a little bit of craziness. I'm smoking all kinds of shit. All of it. All the colors of the rainbow.
Nothing wrong with that. I do it myself all the time.
I would show it to you, but it was seeded, so it's not pretty. It's not like, I'll show it to you still, but like it's not gorgeous. But it's amazing. It's fire.
Don't look bad. It looks really good.
It was really, I mean, autos tend to be a little airy, which I want to fix. Like I want to, like a lot of night owls are like super compact, but there's some things I want to fix about those too. So I don't know. I'm just gonna just play. Like I literally pulled 5 zips off. I know she was seated, but I pulled 5 zips off a 4-foot auto plant, a couple weeks ago. So pretty confident that my selections are still, pretty much hopefully on point. I mean, I'm not gonna brag yet, but I already popped all those autos and they're already all above soil. So I'm not looking to see a lot of autos in the F1s of the photos autos, if any. But I'm excited to see these autos. See what my little hands created. But that auto purple microdot from Morningstar Seed Company was the mother and the father to a lot of the plants. So she was purple. Oh, she was gorgeous. And her terpenes are like grapey, citrusy, gassy. Excuse me. So she's got all kinds of stuff in her though. She's got I think amnesia haze, and she's got like Gorilla Glue. She's but she's amazing. She's a monster. And he calls them tent bullies, and I swear to God, like I literally had to rearrange them like 8 times because they were outgrowing their spot. Like they were like pushing the plants out of the way, and I was like, listen here. But I trained them. I topped them at 23 days. I transplanted them at 27 days, dude. They didn't flinch. Like they didn't even flinch. I'm gonna chalk that up to it being, partly the soil as well. Being that it's amazing amendments.
So, is there any autos in your future in breeding, or any?
Right now, I'm just playing. I already have sent them out to my guardsmen. My guardsmen that grow autos, so they can tell me if they're worth shit or not. And if they're not, then I don't know. At least I tried. You know what I mean? Like I really want to make the queen in auto, and I've already got to the phase 1, so I'm going to find the most auto leading best pheno out of the 60 seeds that I bought, and I'm going to F2 them, and then I will be sending those to Morningstar, and he will be doing a selection for a generation. So we'll be collabing cross country. It'll be cool. I'm excited. I'm collabing with a lot of people. It's pretty exciting. Interesting. Actually, me and Evolve are gonna fuck around with that poison mimosa. Wait, no, mimosa. Something mimosa S1 male. Yeah, I'm excited. Me and my friend Lefty's Farm did a Lemon Delight TK and L5 Haze cross, and we're calling it Menage Delight. So look out for that one.
He was nice enough. Little Birdie dropped a sample of Evolve's Temple of the Dog and some. He was nice enough to pass some seeds along to me. So
yeah,
it was pretty enjoyable. It was a nice flower. Hats off to him. He did a nice job. I'm glad you brought him up so I could, give him a shout out for that bud there.
Like I'm so jealous. He's going to Amsterdam, but we're gonna meet up.
He sounds back. Perfect.
Oh,
full circle. Just like that.
Evolve and I are gonna meet up at Spanibus, and we're gonna smoke the strain that I make with his pollen. So that's on my agenda.
Nice. Well, so now we're going back down the breeding rabbit hole. We kind of veered off to the cannabis. Now we're going to go back into the breeding side of things. So, what would you say is one of your favorite creations to date? Nothing that's not released yet. Let's go there. Let's start with something that's out there in the public domain. Okay. Not something that's in the kitchen and you're dying to get out there. You're super excited to get it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I mean, I'm sure this is going to be a shocker, but the Queen White Haze is my, my all-time favorite. I've literally crossed her to almost every single phenomenal strain that I've found in the last 4 years, and I've grown 200 different strains. I've popped 3,500 seeds in 5 years or some shit. Like it's a little out of control. No, it was like 1,800 seeds in the past, I don't know, 3 years or so. So, I pheno hunted 80 or more different varieties of strains, and I found them, I cloned them, I stressed them, I worked them, and I made my selections, and some worked out, some didn't, and some made it, some didn't. It's cool though, because like I never really called or wanted to call myself a breeder, because I felt inferior. Is that when like you feel, yeah, when you're not superior but inferior? Like I felt like I didn't belong in that category until I actually put in the work and made the mistakes and paid my dues. You know what I mean? Like I really just felt like it was like a initiation type thing that you just had to do. So
you think about it, it's so ass backwards that you're thinking on that too, and it's how it works out like that. How men have stepped in and kind of dominated a flowering or the gardening world, when most times you would think that would be like a woman's domain, like get vegetables or just
I always joke
flowers.
I always joke about
And I'm
how
sorry, Canna.
opposite. No, it's fine. I keep cutting you off, but I was just gonna say, pertain to that, is like I always joke about how um, women are, about men, men are about women, but in the plant, like I'm totally the opposite. Like I think that the males are just as important, if not more important, than the female selection, because the females are not a dime a dozen. Don't get me wrong, but like obviously there's that special one, and you're lucky to find it and be able to work it and stuff. But like I don't know, I feel like the males don't get. I gotta protest for the dudes, man, in the plant, not in the industry, because that's a whole other ball game. There's a lot of dudes that have been solid and welcomed me with open arms, which is really cool. But there's been equally, if not more, that have dismissed me or shunned me. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, made me feel lesser than, and I don't even acknowledge it anymore. It doesn't even faze me, because if it didn't matter, it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? So to the people it does matter, they don't matter. That's all I gotta say. Because it's not about me physically, it's about the fucking work and the gear and like the genetics and the medicine, That's why I didn't show my face for a really long time. People were like, I did the dab and gab for, I don't know, like 6 months, and I did, Trichome Chasers, I did KB After Dark, I did some, I don't know, like I was involved, but I never showed my face, because I was just like, I want people to respect me for my work, and not because I have a pretty face or I'm cool, or you know what I mean? Like I really want it to be about the plant, because that's what it's about for me.
Well, that's what it should be, and that's the whole stereotype is should be it's a joke.
Well, I'm breaking
in my
down that
book.
wall. I mean, a lot of women are. I think Miss Jill, I actually had the opportunity to meet Miss Jill and like sit down with her, and actually Bodie's girlfriend. And I met Bodie, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But holy crap, like I know Miss Jill, and like, all that drama that surrounded, but like honestly, meeting her as a person and being a female in this industry, she freaking trailblazed that shit. She is a fucking warrior, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm separating her personal life from who she is as a fucking breeder and a fucking woman, and an inspiration for other women that think that they can't do it because this man or that man, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Like, put your lady balls on and get the fuck out there and get to work, because you can do what they can do, if not better. You don't even know if you don't try.
So back to the breeding here. So what are you looking for in selections? Like when you're selecting strains on both sides, what are you looking for in your female, and what are you looking for in your stud?
Oh man, this is actually strain dependent, really, because honestly, I mean, as far as the bud structure is going to come from the female, the actual, to me, the actual structure, and like in some cases, and this is strain dependent, and don't crucify me for this, but like, some of the actual potency and stuff, I feel like comes from the males. And like, I've kind of like, in my weird fucked up reader mind of like, okay, so like, like when you get two people together, and I really compare the plants to like people, and I look at it like that. So what I breed for is generally, you would think, is like what I would select, right? But like I breed first for my select, for like whatever, crossing the genetics. But then once I get the F1s, I get it out to, I don't know, 10, 20 people. And I have like a tester form, and I'll get a general view of what they prefer. And that's the pheno that I end up moving forward, because unfortunately, believe it or not, like I am in the customer service business. I am to cater to, I am not to breed. Like, even though like I feel like I know my selections are best, it's not, it's like you smelling a jar of this and me smelling a jar of this, and you getting a total different terpene profile because your body requires different things. So that's how I've like kind of based my breeding selection, as far as like, moving stuff forward, is off of the majority vote on, sometimes I'll do two versions of it so I can get, more of an audience covered, because I really feel like I just want to give it, if it's a good medicine for them, and like, or it grows amazing, or it works for them, like I want to make sure they can have it. Like, that's just, I don't know, this is how I am. So yeah, I only do regs, only regulars right now. I want to fuck around with feminized, but I don't know, something in me is fighting that. I don't know what it is. I don't know, I'm succumbing to it right
You've already kind of explained that shit.
now.
Think about it though. You right from the beginning of the story, you're like, I don't play well with other bitches, so why would you want to bring?
I don't want more females. No, honestly, that's the only type of bitches that I can get along with. So no, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I'm not against it. Obviously, I know there's value in selfing or reversing a plant. I did the research, and I've heard, I've heard many forums, talks, whatever, podcasts, and when it says that it affects it at epigenetic level, that's where it starts to fuck with me, because I'm like, here I am talking about organic this and this, you know what I mean? It's almost like, it's a GMO, and you give it to, you give it to your kid. Like that's what that's where my brain's at. It might not be logical to like some people, but to me it makes sense for now. I just don't like hearing that it fucks with its, genetic sequence, that grandparents, 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 grandparents. Like, that's not cool to me. We're supposed to make it better, right? Which obviously I see a point in selfing, like I definitely do, and I'm going to eventually, get there. I've made STS myself. I made it with a 9-volt battery, some silver rods, and some what, you know what I mean? Like I definitely am not against it. I'm against doing it right now.
CJ Apple says fire it up, and I very much agree.
I get a little
Okay.
excited, passionate. My fire gets going. Can't help it.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No, we need more of that.
Yes,
That's
we
what I'm
do.
saying. Like if my story, or my journey, or my gear, my genetics, my whatever, like can inspire people, then I'm winning. I've already won, I'm blessed, not lucky. That's a hashtag that I was gonna tell you in the beginning. One of the people that I met on the forum, actually, when I first got on IG, he's a really close friend of mine. He's like, Canna, you're an amazing person. He's like, I love you, girl, but you ain't gonna make it. He's like, you are not gonna make it in this industry. He's like, you are too soft. You got too much of a heart, and people are gonna take advantage of you. He's like, unless you change your ways. And I'm like, I'm never gonna change who I am. He's like, well, don't do that. He's like, make me a promise. He's like, promise me you'll never change. And I was like, I promise you. I don't care if I get big, if I don't get big, like I don't care. Like I'm gonna still be who I am. I'm still gonna do what I do. My goals, I breathe with a purpose. I breathe, with goals, and they're not faltering.
So what stuff's in the kitty? What do you want to talk about? Anything that may be coming up or may be close to being released?
So, I did write this down somewhere. Okay, so some of my new testers that I'm super excited about. Definitely the Lady Luck strain. That's like number one. But as much as I love doing charity, I gotta somehow, work stuff that's gonna pay the bills. So I worked some deep chunk F13 from Mantis Genetics. I've always been obsessed with just the idea of deep chunk and anything from Tom Hill, or the chemist. So I made a bunch of chunky crosses. Like I did a chunky tree stars, which is my blue tree stars. It's a Shrieker times Blue God, which is a blueberry F4 times God Bud by Jordan the Islands. I love that strain. It was amazing medicine for me. So any of the blue tree stars crosses turn out pretty fire. I see a lot of the Starfighter in a lot of them. The terps on the blue tree stars are like rubbery, blueberry, like somebody did a burnout. You know what I mean? Like not like just a fresh rubber tire, like a burnout smoke cloud. You know what I mean? That's what it smells like. It's pretty fire. I love that. I love like the weirder, the raunchier, the better to me. So, I did a chunky unicorns, which is the deep chunk F13 times the purple unicorn. Actually, no, it was the purple Wookie times the Queen White Haze, which the purple Wookie is the roadkill unicorn, which is roadkill Afghani times purple unicorn, which is Blackberry Widow times Wookie 15 by Bodhi. Love Bodhi. I actually got to sit down with Bodhi and I showed him. I have to go back to that, us talking about the Oro Blanco, because I have a lot of his strains, the Dragon's Blood Hash Plant. I had a bunch of bleeders too. Prayer Tower, Space Monkey. I got to ask him if Prayer Tower, the Appalachia was Lucky Charms. Like I got to show him pictures of my Oro Blanco, and I was like, dude, what was your inspiration behind, the Hawaiian, the Dragon's Blood? Like, tell me everything. Like, I just want to know it all. Like, it was like an amazing experience. One I'll never forget. It was monumental. But he told me that I had an eye for selection. I was really talented. And I should chase my dreams and keep doing what I'm doing, which I didn't really need affirmation. But what Bodhi tells you, I mean, he's just, I don't know, he's just aura. Like he's amazing. I really love his style when he talks about the symbiotic nature. I don't know, it's just something that a lot of people can't even fathom, I guess. But anyway, that's a whole nother ballgame. Queen White Haze. Okay. Yes, Queen White Haze is my number one strain for sure, my go-to. She's resilient. She'll make any grower, like new grower. She'll make an advanced grower. Like she just makes you. She gives you confidence as a grower. Like she really will take anything. She's just resilient as fuck, But there's a lot of OG leaning phenos. A lot of the phenos will look sativa but smoke indica. It's the white times the Wookie, which is the Oro Blanco, times Miami Heat, which is triple OG times Miami Haze. I think I have, F4s in testing and Queen White Haze V2. So I went more towards an indica variety on the V2, and I'm really loving what I'm seeing. So that's all I can really say about that right now. But she's phenomenal. If you haven't had a chance to see her, smoke her, grow her, she's in the buttercream haze, but the layer cake from Swamp Boys like overtook her completely. Like especially the pheno that you had. There's probably no Queen White Haze in there at all. She's citrusy. The stem rub is like rubbery, like Play-Doh, like salty baby doo-doo. I don't know.
I do have the Queen White Haze still that needs to be popped sooner or later. I noticed that last night because I looked at them both. I was like, well, I can't give this one away. I don't have a backup of this one. I have to run this one too.
Well, I got you. We're old buddies. We went to what, two? Well, I met you at Kushtalk, and then, you know, I kind of tagged along with you at the Detroit High Times Cannabis Cup. That was super, super cool at the Industrial Center. I got to see Wu-Tang and got to meet Freak Rolly, and it was really awesome.
That was crazy weekend, that's for sure. So, did you see? I believe it's Gibby Grown. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They say, "Where's the flashcards?"
I know. Okay, so during the week, Gibbs is one of my followers. One of my one of my
Did I
friends.
say it right?
Like,
Did I say it right?
Yeah, Gibby Grown. Yeah, I just call him. I give him all nicknames, Gibbs. But anyway,
Okay, I didn't want to embarrass him or myself not getting it right. That's
I
all.
hope we don't embarrass Easy.
I hope I didn't get it right. I fuck him up. I fuck him up. I'm sorry.
That's funny, but okay. So if anybody knows the American one, Teo, he gives these really fucking awesome inline trading cannabis cards. Okay, so on the back of the cards is like, you know, this is Puna butter from Halikala, Maui. But 2 times a week I read off these cards. They're called inline. They were printed in 1996. They're just a bunch of like marijuana stories told in like on cards, some like in series. Like some have like 4 or 5 cards to a set, and like I read through them, and then I do trivia, and like I ask them questions. At the end of the week, we do a giveaway. Like this week, we're doing a giveaway for the Fire and Flames. But it's fun. Like when we got quarantined, like I was like, dude, I want to keep people like, I want to learn. Like we need to learn. Like stop going live and be like, you know what I mean? Like let's learn something. Let's talk about the plant. Let's do something. You know. So Teo blessed me with this whole deck, so I've been going through them. This is how much we've done so far, and it's just really fun. It's a fun way to feel involved with some of my followers and friends, and it's cool because a lot of them become like family. You know, like family I got to choose. So, and a lot of them I met like after the Lady Luck tragedy. I'm gonna call it the tragedy. It was awful, but I met so many people who reached out to me. Were like, she changed my life. She was there for me. And she was there for me. Like, you know, my daughter was a teenage, like an early teen at the time when I first met her. She was going through some really tough teenage stuff. And I lost my grandmother, and like she was there for me. She was there for everybody, and still like maintain her sanity. I don't know how the hell she did it, honestly. But I aspire to spread her inspiration and make something good out of what she did. But yeah, those are the trivia cards. So if you ever had a chance to catch me live, Wednesdays and Fridays at 4:20, I do those. But I went live today and I did a hemp varietal like little quiz, and I told everybody that if they came here and watched the show on Friday before the drawing at 4:20, I would ask a question or two about this, you know, something that happened on the show, and if they were here watching and paying attention, because I like when my people pay attention. And they get it right, I'll do a separate raffle for a drawing for that winner. So I haven't decided the pack yet. I think it's just going to be Queen White Haze. Maybe 2 versions of Queen White Haze. Sometimes I do breeders packs. I just like to do fun stuff. Like, you know, I feel like cannabis theory. Like, you get seeds, you get seeds. I love it. It gives me great joy. Like when Jinx Proof said it was like crack for the soul, I was like, dude, you get me. You get me. Like it's a good cause, and like I feel selfish being selfless. Like or like giving, like I feel selfish because it makes me feel good. Like is that I don't know. Anyway, it's something I conflict with myself. No worries. We're good.
Well, I appreciate you going on and supporting the show with the cards like that. And fucking the American one, he's a cool motherfucker. I enjoy having him. He's been on. He did a whole episode, and he's been on a couple of times. But I'm kind of jealous. I didn't get to fuck some cards by then, because that's fucking some cool shit right
Well, when
there.
he said that, like,
He's
he used to
probably
want to
playing that shit. He's probably playing that
if you
shit.
see this calendar right here, this calendar he sent me from 1977. Like, he collects all those, like, vintage old, like, skunk magazines and stuff. Like, watch out, dude. That guy, like, he knows what's up. Like, I don't know, like, how, like, you're getting high and you're like, yeah, I gotta save this magazine. I'm all like, dude, can I roll that magazine page up into a joint? Like, what's up?
Oh, I got tons of respect for the American one. I do. He likes to fucking lead me on it. He's fun. I tell him, you like to lead me right off the fucking cliff with that fucking carrot. Horse fucking chasing that carrot and shit. He's always fucking doing it too. Set me right up and put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, but you know his Amy Aces, right? His Amy Aces is fucking fire. Like, I think
It
I've
is
grown
fire.
all of his strains, but Amy Aces. So that's the next one in my vote. I stopped growing everybody else's strains. You guys, stop sending me seeds. No, I'm just kidding. I really have to grow and work my own stuff. So I hope everybody can forgive me. And if you can't, I'm sorry, but I have to start, growing my own stuff. So I'm going to take a break from the pheno hunting extraordinaire of 2 years, and I'm going to start working my own lines. Now I have, I don't know, over 50 strains, and I that's what I was trying to say. Like, when I said I didn't allow people, like, I didn't feel good to call me a breeder. Like, now I have 2 strains that I crossed and made my own strain, and like F2 or F3, and now I'm crossing those, and now I feel like a breeder. Now I feel like I'm putting in the work. Now I feel like I earned that title. Like, I feel like it's an honor. Like, it's an honor to be able to understand and work with putting 2 plants together, because it's not like, oh, you're cute, you smell good, all right, let's see what happens. I mean, it is, and sometimes you get something good, but that's why we have so much intersexing and like so many hermaphrodites and stuff. It's so much bottlenecking, and people aren't paying attention to what they're doing. They're opening up stuff that has no business being there, and instead of like making a mistake and like going back, like they just keep going forward, and I don't know. Yeah, so I gotta shout out Jaws. What's up, Jaws? He's one of my guardsmen as well. I love my guardsmen, dude. They're my homies. They got my back, but they're fucking amazing, talented growers, and they're dedicated, and I love that. It's awesome.
Sounds pretty awesome. I got much love for everybody in this community. Like we've touched on it several times. The cannabis community is, it's we're a whole different breed than most, I think.
Yep, it's a whole different ballgame. Gibby said I should BX1 the queen, which at the F5 stage, which I was going to use the winning clone from the Queen White Haze side of the Dueling Queens Grow Off. Phenomenal. Like, whoa, that strain, it looks like something that, I don't know, somebody but me would be coming out. Like somebody like that's been, I don't know, DJ Short, you know what I mean? Like, it looks that amazing. Sometimes it's hard for me to believe that I selected and created that. It's an amazing feeling. But anyway, at the F5, I was going to, instead of forwarding it to an F5, I'm pretty happy with it at the F4 if the testing continues going well, which I have like 36 of them about to flip the flower, or less, I don't know. So yeah, I'm fully optimistic that I can lock that in and be confident with where I am with that line for now, and move on to other things.
So what's up with what's ahead for the queen? Do you have any plans in store?
I had a lot of plans for events to go to this year, but I guess that's giving me time to stay home and work. So I don't have any real big plans for 2020, unfortunately, but 2021, yeah, I plan on going to Oklahoma for a cup. Someone's going to be entering the Queen White Haze and the Lemon Delight, I believe, and one of the high times there. So I want to be there for that because she's gonna win. So I got to be there. That's gonna be epic. And then Colorado for the Autoflower Cup, and also Massachusetts for the Hemp Fest, I think it is. So yeah.
Speaking of hemp, have you ever thought about dipping your feet in the hemp arena?
So my dad has 125 acres in West Virginia, and he gave me in my inheritance, which was 12 acres. So I looked up, just curious, looked it up, and hemp is legal there. And so I went ahead and bought the permit. It was only $100 to designate 50 acres. 50 acres for hemp processing. But I started looking into it, and I really did my homework. And I suggest anybody that wants to take such a big leap, because I've always jumped and then looked, and I'm starting to realize that's not how you do things. So people aren't able to move their hemp, their CBD products. They're not able unless they're processing it themselves, and people are. I don't know. It's just something that I don't think I'm ready for yet. And plus, I just love cannabis so much, So if I moved to a place where hemp was legal, I'd have to not do my cannabis.
So even CBD side, and I believe that should be the first aim at hemp. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But as far as textiles uses, are they making clothes and paper and shit out of it? Have we reached that level? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I was thinking if I was only going to do 1 or 2 acre, CBD hemp. But if I'm doing, let's just say 20 acres or more, that's going to be fiber hemp, but it's just a whole nother ball game that I'm one person. I do everything on my own as it is, and that would take more than a village, you know what I mean? And right now I'm just really trying to enjoy the moment, savor everything, the shit not hitting the fan every time I turn around.
So Miss Canna, could you be so gracious just to maybe entertain the chat for a half a second while I step right over there and grab me a fat bud for a fucking second round? I made it all through my fatty, and I'm sitting here dry, and I'm fucking watching you chew on that bowl, and I'm
I got this.
God damn it!
We're gonna talk about squirrels. It's good.
Oh, one sec here.
Yeah, so American One brought up Lefty. I don't know if you follow Lefty Farms, but our Operation Grow season 2, they grew Queen's Batch A. It was an undisclosed strain at the beginning, and I think it was week 7. I think some people were 4 weeks in flower. I disclosed that it was the Lemon Delight. His plant was just, it was just phenomenal. I was just blown away. And then, there was, I think, 7 other growers. A couple had to drop out, but they ended up finishing the grows. Rhizo Rich, Honey 2, Mystic Grower, Underground Organics. I'm forgetting somebody. Delta 9, Jack, and P&L Grow Systems. That was the guy who ran it. Sponsored the grow off with the P&L Grow Systems. It was a database grow off, which I was so stoked about, because who would have a chance to get data back on people growing and using a control plant? It was really cool. So if you have a chance to go check that out, they're doing season 3 now with Ross and Jeff. They're doing auto pots. It's really cool. It's a really awesome show, and I always love to support friends and fam. Doc Wigglers is on there. There's someone else. Lefties, JCC, Medicated Mexican. Yeah, I'm forgetting people. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Brain fart. Squirrel. That's my excuse.
Humidor, did you miss Embracing Organics, right? Is that who you're talking about?
Do what?
Squirrel.
Oh man, God. Is that gonna be my nickname now? No, I'm the queen.
You are the queen. I'm just playing with you.
Bend the motherfucking knee. No. But anyway, yeah, so this is all my strains and testing. It's pretty crazy. But one thing I'm super excited about also is the Angola Red Colombian Black Original Haze Triple Landrace Sativa by White Buffalo Seed Company. I was really scared of that strain, and sometimes when I'm really scared of something, I just like go for it. So I grew it. I chopped it down in week 16. It could have gone 18 weeks. And so I wrote Vision Creator, who had, you know, a hand in creating some of the Congolese crosses at White Buffalo. I'm like, Vision. I'm like, I chopped it down at 16. I was like, at 16. I was so defeated. I felt so bad. I felt like I didn't do it justice. Like it was just starting to fill in. It was super covered in trichomes, which I wasn't expecting. And, you know, it's such a landrace dominated strain. It was a little area. There was two phenos. The one I chose was the less area of the two. And when I harvested, I hadn't taken and you guys clone everything, well. But I hadn't taken a clone of the pheno one, which wasn't the best. It was like really super foxtaily and like little bubbles coming off the hairs. And like, I was like, no, you're not cute. So, but I didn't take a clone. And when I harvested her and smoked her, it was literally the most euphoric, creative. Like I felt like fucking like Einstein when I smoked that shit. Like I literally felt like it was like the limitless pill. Like I just felt like I could take on the world and you could ask me anything. And if I didn't know the answer, I'd find it for you. But I was really sad that I didn't keep that, but I have some more seeds. So let's hold off on that 18-week flower, but I did cross it to my Wookiee unicorn, which I'm calling Unicorn Race. And we're going to see if that maybe dents in the bud a little bit, shorten the flower time. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Tractor. Yeah, no, I need like a fucking, dude, I would need heavy equipment. Like the land is like on a 300-foot incline. Like you can't even drive a vehicle. There's no running water. There's no power. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot to take on. But you know, there's that option for, you know, when I can take that on. So I'm not rushing anything. I'm just kind of, you know, like I said, taking it in strides.
So I'm gonna squirrel this time. Squirrel. That's fucking. You see American one through that shit up in chat. Fucking. That dude is fucking hilarious. I really appreciate that dude. Grow talk aside, because I know he knows his shit, but I can actually I can see myself hanging out with the American one and just fucking smoking all day long. And I can see that.
Yeah, we hung out at Emerald Cup and everybody was like, "Is he a big fat black guy?" He is, right? He's a big fat black guy, and I'm like, no. They're like, what? Pretty funny. But we actually walked up to Swami's booth, and Swami walked up to us, and Taya was all talking to him, and Swami, we were smoking a joint with Swami, and Swami was like, "Here, you can have this," and like Taya was all like smoking it, like we're walking away, and I'm like, put it out, like put it out. He's like, what? He's like, let's smoke this shit. I was like, no, we're gonna save that forever. So I came home on the plane with me. That was really cool. We got to meet Frenchie and the Duchess, Dabin Duchess. Sorry, I'm really high right now. Yeah, it was awesome. Emerald Cup was really cool.
That'd be cool.
And I'm pretty sure I came home with Corona because I was really fucking sick when I came home.
So I just want to do a little bit of live on air planning. That was my squirrel. That's funny. I'm gonna use that. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna steal that shit. It's not your nickname. I'm just gonna start. You remember like fucking how the weed nerds always had, you know, started the lunchbox and shit. That's gonna be my new. I'm gonna steal it. Every time I have a brain fart, I'm just gonna
get her done.
Squirrel.
I actually want to name a strain brain fart. There's a brainstorm by Ghost Genetics, and I was growing it. I had a huge bug problem and it eradicated like 70 of my seeds. Like every time I pop seeds, it's 70, 80, 90, sometimes 100 seeds at a time. You know what I mean? So it's like, that was detrimental to me. Like I had some Agent Orange seeds that were like 15 years old that I got from somebody who got them from Sonic Seeds from the original time, like the first stock. Like, I don't know. I wanted to just burn it down at that point. It was pretty sad. I learned a lesson, and this plant will forever teach you lessons. So if you think that you've conquered one subject, be ready for another one to get you.
Just want to give a shout out to Sergeant Pepper 420 who joined the chat a few minutes ago. I just want to live on. That's what I'm gonna live air on playing. God damn, my fucking mouse all fucked up. Playing live on air. There it is.
Listen, this is
Put
live.
them
This is
put
real life.
them thoughts in the right order there. Damn.
Thank you, Modern Genetics.
Saturday,
I appreciate you having me here. I really enjoy hanging out with my people.
Saturday show, if you're listening, Sergeant Pepper. By request, I was gonna book somebody Saturday. I've been pretty good about booking somebody, and I thought, what the fuck? Maybe I'll phone one in because I got the double episode tomorrow, whatever. But at request of Miss D's Nugs, that poor lady there, I fucked that name up, Canna, for about a month straight. It was Mr. D's Nuts for the longest time. And then once I got it figured out that it was supposed to be Ms. D's Nugs, yeah, I actually called it, I called her Miss D's Nuts for the longest time until Lexi, that was hanging out in chat, was actually like, Dad, when the fuck are you going to get it right? It's Nugs. Nugs, Dad. Fucking Nugs. Get that shit right, man.
I know. Some people get really mad when you say their screen name wrong. Like Prometheus. Prometheus. Why is your name gotta be so long, bro? Like I'm trying to tell him like, and I'm all high, and I'm like, whatever your name is, Soil. What's
Oh,
up?
there's a good one. There's a good one right here in chat that I know I'm gonna fuck it up, and I'm sorry in advance. It's what? I'm not even gonna try it. Greetings from Florida. I know I'm gonna just butcher that fucking name right there.
Wabaso
But
for life. Wabaso for life.
is that how you say it?
I don't know. I'm going for it.
I don't want to butcher it either.
Wabaso for life.
But at Miss D's Nugs, not nuts, Nugs request, she was listening in when I was doing a little bit of live planning last night with Smiley's Gardens there. She asked if tomorrow night, instead of a guest, if we could do a panel like Q&A show. So I'm gonna do a panel Q&A show for Saturday night, and I'm formally asking you, Sergeant Pepper, the tech guy in the community, if you will be on the show, on the panel, to ask her any questions, tech questions may come this way, live on air.
I mean, I feel like he should have been on one knee. Like that was pretty formal.
I try to give respect where it's deserved, and if you don't follow him, he's a kick-ass grower he's real tech. I mean, talk about being able to turnkey a grow. You know what I mean? Just walk away from it. I don't think he does. I don't think he does, but he could. He could, and so I got much respect for him like that, and. So if he'd come on Saturday night, it's short notice. That just, and that's, it's hard to ask people to give up some time. Time's super precious. I try to plan things. I try to plan. I don't just expect things of anybody. And so I try to do all this whole thing with respect. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, your time's valuable, and I appreciate you and coming out telling me your story as I do everybody else's. The people that fucking tune in every day, I think that shit's incredible. You know, that's fuel all in itself to tune
I mean,
in.
I just have to toot your horn. You're always tooting everybody else's horn, but you like literally took this on and you stayed dedicated to it. And like I looked at I watched a lot of your episodes, and I mean, I not in their entirety. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like I stayed for the
Law.
good parts, and then no, but you know, it's a great thing that you're doing. It's important that people have voices and people can relate, and like people can be like, oh crap, like so you know they did this, they made that mistake. Like it's not over, it's not done, for whatever the case may be. Like it's just really cool to be relatable and have you know have this outlet. It's an outlet for us. You know what I mean? A lot of us were underground for a really long time, and a lot of us you know have to for whatever reason, you know, remain, you know, that way. So, you know, just is what it is. So it's really nice to have this outlet. I remember that when I had a grow diary and people bad input, good input, it was just input. It was like, okay, I'm not doing this right. So let me see what I do if this happens, you know. So but yeah, trial and error has taught me almost everything I know.
I think you know secretly a lot of us growers are fucking were in some probably still are in some ways I guess says the guy fucking shooting video from his garden and shit. Introverts, and I think what binds us at first was our anonymity through the cloak of you know Instagram or whatever. We could be who we wanted to be and not worry about it. You know what I mean? We could be growers, show ourselves as growers, and not really give a shit. And
And
I
that's what
think
I'm
it's
saying. Like, I mean, for the longest time, like as an army wife, I had to pretend to, you know, be a non-cannabis person. Like as a, you know, a mother of, you know, let's just say, you know, Baptist, you know, whatever parents that look down on me for like for whatever reason, I could never authentically 100% just whip out my fucking bowl and be like, you know, like when I got around this community and like I got to get to
good.
like events and it just changed my world. It was just like holy shit, like this does exist for like people like me. Like we're not like I don't know, like I don't know, we had like a plague over us. Like we, you know, it was a bad thing. And like even the people who are just really hard to like still turn the edge on it. There's like, yeah, I mean, I know there's all that medical, but you know, I don't like it or it makes me paranoid. Like there's always an excuse, you know, because they don't want to admit that, you know, maybe they were wrong about something that was so beneficial for us. And you, I don't know.
I think myself too. I think this community, as we've like watched shows and talked in these chats and shit, I think we've all just kind of went, you know what? There's a lot more people out there just like me. You know what I mean? I think that's what it's such a. I'm not ashamed of this term, but some people listening may. But I'm a fucking misfit. You know what I mean? And I think in a lot of ways we all are in this cannabis community. We
I
all,
think,
you
yeah.
know,
We're all the
do our
black
old.
sheep, misfits, outcasts, like fucking that's all of us. Like that's but guess what? The only thing that didn't make us feel like that was the plant until we met other people that were like us and had the same, you know, morals and values as us.
There's
And then
nothing out here about like other than like this plant right here to where you can sit and you know that's again to the misfits. If you look back at any event like you say there, it's such a mixed crowd. You know what I mean? Old, young, da 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 da.
yeah,
It's all over the
there's
chart,
not like a certain
and
stereotype. Like some people be like, what? And then like some
you
people you
can't
can
do.
tell the first time they ever been to like ever smoked good weed, they're like passing out, turning white, like needing, you know, like it was really cool to even just be at an event just to watch people and be like, holy crap, like this is really happening. Like for so long we were, you know, we had to hide in our bedrooms or in cars and bathroom, you know what I mean? And now we're like walking around the industrial center listening to Wu-Tang fucking, you know, openly. Like it was amazing. You can't take anything away from that experience for me at all. So
No, that's definitely one of the great things. Another great aspect of this playing is it binds. It binds a lot of people together through
yeah.
growing. through just smoking the plant, through the medicine, pass along the medicine, just fucking giving away cannabis. And I'm sure you've just given away a few nugs to a friend or whatever.
See, I never had
Yeah,
nugs to give away, but I gave away seeds like no other. Like for 3 years, I gave away probably 1,000 packs or more. Just
that's
here.
the gift that keeps on giving right there.
Yeah. And then
I've always loved that quote from fucking Christmas Story. That's a gift that keeps on giving, Clark. But it's so true with the cannabis seeds, man. You get that one pheno and you can grow that girl forever and ever and ever and pass her to friends and they can grow her and grow her. It's
she's a gift that was, given to us, and we've been, deprived of learning about her. And it's just like I really feel like she's not anything that's ever going to be patented or trademarked, because we're never going to know everything about her. Look how long we've been studying her, and like we're still unleashing and unlocking different, terpene, CBD, like whatever. Like I feel like she's not to be 100% completely understood. Like, how can a plant be so fucking versatile and like I don't know, like I don't know. She's magnificent. That's all I gotta say. Like, I love the plant. Like, she's what it's about,
it's a good thing. So, Miss Canna.
My eyes won't open anymore.
Fucking you kind of mentioned and you're not obligated in any way but if you wanted to have some fun with chat, you could give away a pack of some of those delicious beans over there.
I mean, I'm totally down.
But I'm not holding you to that. I'd be happy to reimburse you for those seeds.
Oh no, absolutely not. If they're here and they're listening and like 52 people, like that's pretty incredible. It's pretty crazy. I was super like not nervous because we have a rapport. We're friends. I've known you for over a year. You know what I mean? Like we, whatever. Like we're friends. So like I wasn't nervous about that, but like I was nervous about when I looked back at all your videos. You got like 500 views. Like I was like, oh shit, like 600 people are gonna see this or more. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. It's okay. You got this, Canna. But yeah, I'm glad I came on. I you got a special place in my heart. Like I wanted to talk to you about the marmalade, and there was something else that I wanted to ask you about some seeds that you gave me. But
And marmalade's fire. I definitely suggest popping
yeah, they've been calling
those.
out to me. Like I know I keep putting the pocket full of sunshine in my bag to next pop, but like every time I go to pop seeds, like it stays in that bag. So it's not that I'm not gonna pop them. They've been calling to me. I just want to make sure
If
that
you
I can.
need anything orange right there, that's the strain. That slice of sunshine is
I
fucking
want
definitely.
orange. I
It
want
drips
stuff
orange. It
paleo.
drips orange.
Yeah. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm fucking with some citrus again. Like I'm fucking with some white citrus and some other stuff. I'm doing some papaya. I'm doing some. I got a papaya Waska cross by Deep Line. I would by Deep Line Alchemy by Two Currents. It's pretty fucking fire cross. I'm excited about that one. I got a lot of stuff going. It's insane. Okay, I don't know how I keep up with it.
You mentioned the amount of views there. I appreciate that. This thing has done very, very well. There's actually it depends on the time. We get frames. At one point we were up to like 65 watching, and it comes in waves throughout the night because the show's so long.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we have a lot of great people in Canada. You know, tons of Canada growers that watch.
I love
60%,
Canada.
60% of the viewers are Canada, and we have viewers that are representing. I've seen tonight are
Love
tuning in
Canada.
from the UK. We have viewers in Germany. We
Oh,
have viewers in India, in Australia that tune in nightly. If you can believe that shit. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know,
6%.
I love food
6%.
to
If I love, I'm sorry, Ken. I just want to throw this out here because this fucking blows my mind. This because I watch the analytics, so daily and shit. Because again, it's blowing my mind. The people that tune in, 6% are actually watching this shit in subtitles, in English subtitles. So they don't even understand what the fuck we're saying. They're actually watching it in subtitles.
That's
How
crazy.
wild is that shit? And I appreciate everybody that tunes in. Every time I mention that shit, I gotta say that I appreciate everybody that tunes into this shit every day. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, and you know what? I was really excited to see you, like, kind of branch off and do your own thing because, when you were distributing for Subcool, I think like right at the end of that, like I met you and you were kind of at a crossroads. And you're like, I don't know which way I want to go. Like, I just kind of think you kind of settled into your notch, but like, after, losing your friend, which I'm sorry for your loss. I started out doing YouTube shows and we got to interview Sub and Mendo Dope and like, it was really fucking epic. Like, I don't give a shit what anybody's opinions are about these people. Like, it's what they did. Like, can we separate like their personal life from like what they accomplished and what they did for the community? And I was, it was epic. So, and I know you guys were pretty close. So
Yeah,
I lost a friend and I know how that felt. So I definitely feel for you.
I
All
didn't
of it.
really know how to fucking act when that shit happened. You know, I did. That you talk about the crossroads when I was getting to know you that I was kind of going through. It was kind of fucking. I almost hung that shit up, Canna. When he passed, man, I was already to a point where I was kind of close to where you just hanging up the social media anyway. I was real close with that, and then he passed, and then I sat here in my girl, which is still covered in all the gifts that he gave me, posters, all the stuff I had from being a rep and shit, and it was tough, man. I was again, I almost hung it up. I fucking I was almost ready to say fuck growing and all that good shit, and then
Yeah, but I mean, as much as you knew Sub, like, what would he tell you to do, dude? He'd be like, "Suck it
he
up,
told
buttercup."
me, you. This is so weird, Keena. I don't mean to veer off, but we're kind of there already. This has been so weird. I think about him a lot. I really do, and you're right. He didn't. I thought about it from that angle. He wouldn't want me to fucking quit growing by any means. And I think and I'm not saying whatever, but I really think he wanted me to do this. To be honest with you, and even more so, if you go back and watch, I don't think it's the Spartan episode. I think there's an episode again right before the video that if you look back through the thing there's a video I do that dedicates the Sub. It's like a memorial for him.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did. I watched it.
Right before that, Spartan Grown was God, this is weird. I'm tingling as I tell the story. Right before that night, the night before I put that up, Spartan Grown was on, and he had this like super weird story for me. And he said he was like working in his garden one night and working with one of the strains that Sub had sent him. Okay. And he said he just got this weird feeling. And he said Sub kind of told him to tell me to listen to this one song, which was that song that I played there, the JJ and Mofo song. And so I fucking I'm editing the video from that night, okay? I'm going through and I'm putting up the description and the tags and all the shit that I do after the show, and I I just kind of fast through it there, and it stops right at that moment where Spartan is telling me to watch, to listen to that song. Sub wanted me to tell you to listen to that song.
Wow.
So again, man, I got fucking chills. And I fucking listened to that song, and it was wild. It tore me up. It was, but in the same time, it was it kind of helped me say goodbye. That's why I posted it. I was hoping everybody else was able to say goodbye. Because we never got that chance. No funeral, no nothing, no even special or nothing. That man fucking deserved. But so I put that up, and even since then, there's been some cool moments through this. Weed nerds that have popped their head up and shit like that. And the other day we did a giveaway, and I think it was 420. Yeah, it was Rooster that he posted up a video today of it, and he called it out. And I pulled out a TJ pack, and right as soon as I drew that thing, he said Sub wants me to have that pack. He said that. He swear to God, Smiley noted it and everything in the video, which is caught up in limbo, that 24-hour fucking fest. But he says Sub wanted me to win this pack, and so we do the number draw like what we may do if you want to do, and I'll be damned, he hit that fucking number dead on. He hit that fucking number dead on. Me and Smiley both kind of fucking looked at each other and was like, motherfucker. And he posted the video today of him getting the seeds. And just like I hoped he would do, he said that these are going to a good home. And as soon as these get popped, clones will be available, to anybody who wants them. So
That's awesome. I love that. I love people that don't use it for profit. Like use a tragedy for, you know what I mean? It was not ironic. And that's not the word I'm looking for. It's kind of like kindred or like destined. I don't know that, he loved his lives. He loved interacting with, people. He loved talking to his friends, and I was in many of his lives, and he, it was just like you were there with, like he was just acting like you were there. He's going through his music or, getting his infusions, whatever the case may be. Like he just let you into his life, regardless of what the majority of, or whatever people thought of him. So
he helped build the cannabis community, I think. Strain work aside, he helped build the cannabis community. And Weed Nerd will never forget you. Because and I see that shit in this chat, Canna. Many nights this show can go, a gauntlet sometimes. And there's times where
opportunity for an army for people who didn't feel accepted and felt, whatever, judged or whatever the case may be. Like he created that opportunity for people to band together, and that's what community is.
Yeah, it is, and it's so cool. And there's just a hell of a one being developed here every night. I can tell you that.
We should do a sub cool grow off, dude. I just had an epiphany. Like we should do a tribute sub cool grow off. Like what? That would be dope. I'm the grow off queen. I've been having an itch to do grow offs again, but somebody kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth about that. But anyway, I don't do it for profit. I'm doing another, the Lady Luck one in November for charity, not charity, but to give to her daughter to put in an account, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. Like, what better way to commemorate his honor than to have people grow off his strains? That'd be cool. Maybe on like cool. 1 year or 2 year, that way you can have time to get it together. But you're welcome. I'd be happy to help if you need me, to facilitate that. I'd be more than happy to help.
He was on so much and shit. It was like you said, he let us into his world. But I think a lot of it too was it was so frequent. It gave us introverts, misfits, weed nerds, costs, whatever the fuck you want. But it gave us that chance to mingle with each other, to show up in these chats. I'm jealous a lot of these times to be on this side of the camera because I miss being in the chat and being able to fire back and forth with everybody like that. And like I was saying, these shows run a little bit long and get a little got misguided sometimes. But even as it does, and like say me and whoever, sometimes we get 3 4 of us going and we may go in a completely different direction, which I think's cool as shit, because again, we're knowing deeper the person and not just the fucking plant side of us. But if they get bored with the conversation, I watch them, they'll go in a whole separate conversation. They don't even just tune out, you know what I mean? They don't go, oh, the fucking show's boring, click. They fucking talk to each other. They'll take it in a whole nother direction and just happy to be here and fucking, and that is, I can't, that's the reason why I do this. You know what I mean? Fucking,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we do it to give back. We do it to get, like, because what makes us happy, would make other people who are like you happy. Like, or, you know what I mean? Like, just feel like you have a place in this world. But, like, I've done other grow off. I did an auto grow off. I did a solo cup grow off. And I did the dueling queens grow off. And you know what I found is that, even that it's 3 years later, there's still people that are like exchanging clones, they're collaborating, they're still friends, they're giving them medicine, CBD. I mean, I don't even know. Like, it's just so amazing that it's lasting things that you create. You know what I mean? Even if you're not involved in that friendship ever again, like, you facilitated a place where someone could find, their person, or, collaborate and make a business. Or, I mean, I don't know, like, cannabis just opens up so many opportunities for people. And I really feel, inclined to, like, facilitate that somehow, some way, if I can, and at the same time not spread myself too thin. But I don't do that second part.
I'm actually gonna. I thought about this when I started this Canna, because I called it out right from the beginning. I'm like, dude, every day I'm gonna do this, and everybody was like, every day. And I was like, and I actually had to think to myself, every day? Do you fucking mean every day?
Yeah, doing it once a week was like, like, you have to get content, you have to make sure there's no dead air, and you have to, like, research whatever it is that, you know what I mean? Like, if you're really doing it for the right reasons and you're really, like, putting your all into it, like, it's not like you're just like, oh, you want to come on? Cool, we'll smoke and get high and, like, be cool. Like, it's a job. It really is. But it's like, you're working for us. Like, you're getting stuff out there because, like, you're sitting in our seat and you're like, oh, I'd like to see this interview. Like, for instance, Mr. Soul. Like, I was just like hanging on his every word. I was like, can I rewind? Can I turn this up? Can I, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those epic things, like, we had, Joshua Steendlin on, and we had Sub, and, like, it was, opportunities to ask questions and not feel, and, like, you're less than, or you don't know, or you're dumb, or, you know what I mean? Like, I think that a lot of people have a hard time coming forward and asking because they feel like they're going to be, judged for not knowing. And I think that's just ridiculous. Like, I have a PDF library that's was handed down to me from somebody from Plant Bitter University, and it has, like, teaming with like, it has it's just like a gem, like, worth thousands, but worth more than 100 million times its weight in gold. But if someone needs to know something, like, I'll definitely provide it for them. I'm like, because it saved reading, because I didn't have anybody to ask. I couldn't, go on Instagram and DM somebody. Like, I couldn't even tell people, I was growing. Like, I couldn't even anyway, post pictures. Like, it was, it was hard out there for a new grower when you didn't have these resources. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm one of those people that make that available to new growers and, people who feel like they don't know who to ask.
Well, I've kind of made this choice too already, because I do put a lot of thought into this shit, and I'm laying this out again right now, like I did in the beginning. I'm gonna fucking do this night after night as long as I can, and I've already made the decision that even if there's something comes up to where I can't show up and do, be here myself, I think I'm going to make sure that the format is still available, that I kind of scope somebody out. I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. It's quite frequent on the show that I can trust. I think that I would call into that person or somebody else they're close to. There's actually about 4 or 5 people right now that are real close to the group that I feel I could trust and
See, Eagle,
would
like I
be
love you, and I feel
great
like a
guests.
friend. And I know what you're doing. It's coming from a good place, but I just want to say, like, for you, because I've been there, is don't get burnt out. Because, like, honestly, I know a lot of these people, like, they're here and they support you, but like, are they gonna support you when like you can't? You know what I mean? Like, just put yourself first. If you cannot do a show, don't feel like, oh, the world is gonna end. Like, it'll be okay. We know you're dedicated. If you can get someone to take your place, fine. But please don't like spread yourself thin. Just look out for yourself too. You know, it's not all, it is all about me because I'm a queen, but like it's not all about them. You know what I mean? Like it's about you too. Like,
Oh no, I wouldn't. I don't. I wouldn't spread myself too thin like that.
yeah,
But
I'm just
I
saying
am.
if you're doing a show every night and like you're trying to get a guest every night, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, you're gonna get burnt out.
I can, and the American one was kind enough to point that out right quick to me in the beginning. He was one of the ones that were like, "Man, are you sure you want to
You've
fucking
seen
do
me
this
go
every
through
night?"
it.
And I kind of, brought it up the next night and then the next night, and I think maybe he thought I was kind of, picking on him for bringing it up, but no, it was an honest goodness point that I really, needed to consider, and I
Yeah.
wasn't dogging on him or nothing. I really
Yeah.
appreciated
And like
the
just,
fact
don't
he.
put that self guilt on like, oh, they're not gonna forgive me if I don't do a show. Or like if you go a week and you don't do a show, like it's gonna be fine. Like and we're gonna all like we're still gonna wake up tomorrow and you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be fine. Like don't I put a lot of like I did used to put a lot of pressure on myself. Like,
Johnny Canna knows who I'm talking about. I do have there's a few of them though, and I'll go ahead and throw that out there. I will throw it out right now. If I were to look at for a backup co-host right now, because I do have that much. I dig these people a lot, and I met them through the show. Through this show, I didn't meet them anywhere else, but through this show. Okay, so if I needed a backup host, I would either reach out to Mr. Smiley's Gardens, or I would reach out to Boom Farms, or I would reach out to the American one, or I would reach out to Sergeant Pepper probably right now at this point as a backup guest or host. You know what I mean? If I needed either one of them guys to fill in one night, I would feel quite confident that they would uh, they would do right. You know what I mean? They would do the show with respect and do it as well as I could. I think.
oh. I want to say thank you to Ann and Anarchy Arc. Oh, that was hard to say. And Chiba Man, yes, he was correct. Canna underscore Queen underscore genetics underscore.
American one, shoot me to all those people. I fucking in as many people as I can book is all the help I can get. I appreciate that, and I would like to point that out too, Canna. A lot of this hasn't been done by myself. It's been done with good
That's
people like
awesome.
yourself that's came on and spared their time and had a great experience. Hopefully, you have so far. And
That's
when
awesome.
hey, I know somebody else that cool that might want to be on the show if you want to talk to them. So I've had some guests that have been friends of a friends. One of those being a farmer. I'm sorry, I've almost fucked that right up. Father Mike came on and he hooked me up with Kenio's Genetics, which turned. If you didn't watch that episode, watch that episode. What a fucking
I heard you
great
talking about them. Yeah, I'll
what a
definitely go
great
check that
couple
out.
they are. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be like cross genetics here or nothing, but
No, see,
we're talking.
it's not a competition. Like I'm not in competition with anybody. Like I have varieties that, you know, other people don't have that, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it. I definitely lift up and support my brothers and sisters in this fight to take over the world with cannabis. So that's me. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I wanted to make that clear.
And I just want to point out, Chris Mertz, I got much respect for you too, as well as everybody else in this chat. I was just pointing out the quick few that I've had a ton of respect for over the years, and then I've had on the show multiple times that, you know, would be cool, I guess. I'm not just giving anybody less credit. I like, is that a Sesame Street bong you got there, a rig?
No, I just I put my cream white haze sticker right here on my logo.
Okay.
Does that look like Big Bird? That's funny.
No, from a distance there, it kind of looked like a Cookie Monster, like popping up from the, yeah.
That's like the Maleficent Queen type, but she's like holding Canna's Pandora's box. You don't want to open that bitch.
It wasn't that. It was like the green
Oh.
down at the bottom, pointing, like peeking around the, yeah, on the bottom where it's peeking around the gold, the green. From a distance, it kind of looked like Cookie Monster.
Oh, okay.
Just from a distance. I'm high as fuck too.
And I'm tired, I'm thirsty, and I got pee, and it's been real and it's been fun. But I think I'm going to take my leave. Yeah.
Well, it's been a good run. Shit, 2.5 hours. That's quite respectable.
Yeah. You're welcome. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Thanks for having me. And everybody in chat was awesome. I felt really comfortable in telling my story, and I haven't told my story a lot, so it feels good to be able to tell people who Canna Queen is and like be, you know, put like a face to the name, you know, because it's really hard for you to be like, oh, Canna Queen, I don't know, like she's like an influencer, like she don't know, you know, like a lot of people just assume something and they go with it, you know. So I'm not a go with the flow type of girl. I'm like go against the current type bitch. So
Right on. Well, you could take a break if you didn't want to fucking bail on me. Just saying, you could go to the bathroom after talk, chat, get a drink. If you go on a bail, that's cool. That's cool. Appreciate it.
All right.
Now I'm putting you on the spot. No,
Yeah,
you can
my
go,
phone's
girl.
dying. Like I think it's time. I think I graced
Oh,
it.
no, you got to do one more thing before you go. There's one more thing, just one. You know, you did skip the giveaway, but that's cool. That's cool.
Well, I'm gonna do a giveaway tomorrow at 4:20 on my IG. So anybody who is
Fair
here and
enough.
asking questions that I have
Fair enough.
spoke about here on the show, I'm gonna ask on my live tomorrow at 4:20. So if you go over and you're in my live, I'll put a different raffle for the answers of that question and for a drawing of a pack of Queen White Haze.
There you go. Totally fair. Totally fair.
And I might even throw a pack of freebies in with it. And a pack of slugs.
The other thing I want, Miss Queen.
What you want? What you want, Eagle?
Fucking the same thing that I ask everybody else for is at some point, if I keep knocking these things out, oh, the American one knows. That's why I love these guys.
Soundbite.
These guys fucking they don't let me, they help me if I'm forgetting something, they quickly point that out, and they're so great in other ways. But yeah, I want the soundbite. I ask everybody for it.
And I'm gonna say fucking.
Nice.
This is my favorite one right now. My logo artist here drew that also, so we wouldn't get in trouble. But yeah, Medicated Gaming 215. If you are looking for logos, he's really reasonable and he's efficient. And like he did the gas mask logo, he's amazing. So okay, so tell me when you're ready, and I'll do it.
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, hey guys, Canna Queen here. Fucking talking shit with Eagle. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I am so just beside myself that I got to do the show, and it was awesome. And thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Hopefully, you'll reconsider coming back another day. That would be super awesome as well. Maybe a
Yeah,
follow up
absolutely.
when you get a release or something important you want to come say. You're always welcome.
Absolutely. Cool. Thank you.
As I always say, I leave an open invite because sometimes not tonight, and don't blame Canna Queen for this because it's not her fault that we're not going long tonight. It's not her fault at all. But usually there is an after show for people when like if people tap out early. There I usually call in people from the chat or whatever, and we just keep steamrolling for another few hours. But you're always welcome to jump in on an after sesh like that if you're up and then watching and you see there's some open air there.
I would love to jump in one of those shows, but like I'm out of steam. Like I worked in the vegetable garden today. I worked in the other garden today. I'm pretty spent. But I like it was an awesome show, and kind of less is more sometimes. You know what I mean? Like me in small doses.
Well, for me
Thank you everybody for
myself,
saying it's a great show. That's really nice. Thank you.
I got the double show tomorrow, so I got some time I got to make up for tonight. That's the reason for me bailing on this great community tonight. So I'll let you go. Let you tap out one more time, Cam. I know. Hopefully, you're not gotta go too bad, but you gotta give yourself shout outs. Make sure you get a good shout out where they can get that shit. You fucking all that shit. You gotta plug yourself, girl. Boom.
I'm really bad at like doing this, but I can. Okay, so Canna Queen Genetics Co. on Instagram, cannaqueensgenetics.com, and you can find my gear at harvestmutualseedbank.com, and S4A Seeds for All Seeds, S4A Seed Auction, and he's been auctioning off like all kinds of really cool gear, North Star, mine. So you can get some good deals sometimes on those if you watch the bidding, and it's fun. So yeah, there's my plug of myself.
All right, Miss Canna Queen. Thank you again for giving me your time. You have a
Thanks
great
for having
night
me,
and
Eagle. Mwah.
great day. Hope to
Night,
talk to you
guys.
soon. Night. Hope you guys enjoyed that great episode. I know I did. It was another great night. Might as well try to run through chat and thank as many of you as possible because I appreciate all of you as well as the great Canna Queen for joining us tonight. I feel that truly you guys are the stars of the show. That's why I show up. that's that's more fucking fair right there. It's you guys are the star of the show. That's why I show up every day. Isn't because I enjoy putting myself out there. I enjoy seeing you guys here night after night after night. You know, talking about dedication. That's fucking dedication. I may put this together and put some people in front of you, but you guys take time out of your busy schedules, your lives, to let me in and let us in. So, thank you very much. Starting with Mr. No One, thank you. Chris Mertz, Modern Genetics, Trey Valone, thank you very much. Light it up again, Tim. He's a nightly name. I appreciate you. Mountain Skies, thank you for showing up. The American one, fucking badass. I dig you, sir. Thank you for showing up as much as you do. Double double tap. I appreciate you stopping in and checking us out the last few nights. I hope it's something you do more often. Please hit that thumbs up and maybe suggest a show to somebody. I'd appreciate that greatly. I grew some. Thank you very much for popping in. Jimbo Man, I love that. That's a cool ass name. Thank you very much. Shy Low High Gas. God, I fucking butchered your name. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. All these great people's names. I accidentally butchered. I don't do that shit on purpose. Anarchy Zach, thank you very much for popping in. Appreciate you 100%. Shark Pulley 989, thank you very much. Who else am I forgetting? Johnny Canna Seeds, thank you very much as well. My daughter Alexis, I love you. Courtney, if you're listening, I love you too, girl. I know you don't pop in the chat like you're supposed to just because I asked you not to, but I know you listen. I love you, girl. Tank Grower, thank you very much for popping in. Robert Hazelton, I see you night after night after night. Thank you for popping in here as well. Bruce Leaf, thank you for popping in. I appreciate you as well. I'm going to try to hit everybody because I appreciate you all. Sergeant Pepper, I appreciate you, good sir. The tech wizard of the community. Look him up if you need some good advice, please. Or Canna Trooper, both of them over there. Both great guys. I don't want to leave anybody out. So many great people anymore, man. It's hard to include everybody. Stephanie V, thank you so much for dropping in tonight and many other nights. I dig that shit. So many great people. Gibby Grown, thank you so much for dropping in tonight. John Boy. So many great people. And again, I can't never go back to the beginning because chat gets so popping. I think there's a limit to how far I can actually go back. Oh, God damn it. I'm looking at top chat. That probably just took out about half the people. Oh, yeah. Look, there's a bunch of people. Son of a bitch. I missed out on half the chat, guys. Mother. Son of a bitch. JD's. Thank you so much for popping in. God, I feel like a butthole now. I did. I've been looking at top chat all night long. All night long. What about it? I am so sorry if I missed anybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me take a look. Oh yeah, I don't know. Just so I don't mess his name up, I'm gonna do a quick screen share of this great gentleman that will be here tomorrow. As I see it, I will sure. Tomorrow 4:00 will be Joel from North Star. That's 4:00 Eastern Standard Time, which is the normal time zone that I'm in. We'll be here, and then at 11:30, Poto Herb will be here at 11:30, dropping us a ton of great knowledge. I hope you can find time for both shows. If you can, I totally understand. But Joel was one of those things. I have tons and tons and tons of respect for Joel and of all the great work he's done in breeding and the cannabis community in general. So yeah, I wasn't gonna not get him on. So that's the best time span I could get. So that's what I took. Tomorrow's a double show. Working extra hard for you guys tomorrow. So please try to tune in for both episodes. I appreciate it. And again, do something nice for somebody. I can't stress that enough. Random acts of kindness do change lives. And yeah, I just can't express that enough. Maybe sometime, no guest. I'll tell you some stories on how we can testify to that. But tune in just as my big girl tunes in. What's up, baby girl? I love you. Just getting ready to tune off so I can get some work done. But you guys have a great day, an awesome tomorrow, and we'll be back tomorrow. Double up. Have a great day. Random acts of kindness change lives. I think I fucking forgot that, but a little high tonight. Have a great night.